My name is Erica Lorraine Spencer, and I remain subject to state surveillance and terrorism by the state of California that is operating a malicious targeting system which is referred to as federal group stalking and monitoring via communication devices. And it is in violation of federal stalking statute 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsections 1 and 2. My website and podcast serve the public good by publishing evidence of the public entity's ceaseless engagement in a pattern of conduct intended to stalk and monitor via communication devices, surveil, harass, and terrorize an American citizen in concert with the people of the state of California. Documentation serves the lawful purposes of wide exposure, federal prosecution, and influencing federal legislation with policies specifically designed to punish, dismantle, and disincentivize an unprecedented targeting system by a public entity that acts in concert with the people of the state in order to criminally place under surveillance and terrorize an American citizen, which is a matter of public corruption in the state of California. See thepatternofconduct.wordpress.com.
It is 1:09 in the morning. This is the state of California that is flying directly over this vehicle that I'm sleeping in, flying over by helicopter, and repeatedly doing so while on the venue of the internet as I'm subject to interstate stalking. So they are monitoring what I'm doing online and engaging in this act of aggression, audibly flying over by helicopter and hovering over while directed light is repeatedly aimed inside of the car while demons are driving all around me. All right. Doing so while I am editing my website with regard to the kidnapping that this same entity engaged in on September 25th, 2020. So while I am updating this information with regard to this same entity that's stalking right now by helicopter that engaged in kidnapping me on September 25th, pursuant to a fictitious prosecution, while I engage in editing this information, publishing this information, adding more information and details to that criminal act that I was subject to, the entity is flying over. As I stated hours earlier, this is what the entity is continuously engaging in concert with that third party whose license plate I already recited. Let me remind you that demon is 8NAW854, acting in concert and on behalf of the people of the state, engaging in that ongoing act of terrorism, aiming light inside of this car, directed light that is spreading across the roof of the car into the depths of the vehicle, in the direction wherever it is that I happen to be looking. So you're talking about the ongoing movement of that directed light while headlights are not engaging in any sort of surrounding with that light while vehicles are driving by. These are demons that are stalking in the path with light. It's the same exact pattern of conduct while I'm inside of a vehicle. So this is substantial terrorism that the entity is engaging in, and doing so also while touching my body with this directed light, which is a sexual molestation by an absolute demon-possessed entity. All right. Demons surrounding me on the ground, and a demon that is representing the government that is flying over me by helicopter while they are witnessing me prosecute it on the worldwide internet. That's exactly what's going on. And that is speaking to that ongoing 24-hour surveillance and terrorism that I am indeed subject to. It is 1:09 in the morning, currently 1:11 a.m. And that's what this government is engaging in. I am the entire focus, not only of a government that is a criminal to be prosecuted for it, but this is a government that is, they are puppets of Satan. Okay. This is demonic activity. Alrighty. And so it is currently 1:11 a.m. and this is P.O.C.
All right, license 8RGK713, W913CO 49145H2 5ZGG403 6WST105. This demon touching with directed light, sitting in the parking lot, engaging and monitoring me while my panties are down. The fake sun is over his vehicle. He's got bad skin and a large nose. He's wearing a hat, driving a dark gray Honda Accord 8HFR999. License HART, MIFIT. License 8XIR153. And this is Vaughn's at what is 81 West Foothill, fake sun captured at 8:31 a.m. 7SWD183, while the employee going by the name of TJ stalking in the bathroom. Another employee that's loitering on the outside of the bathroom door after I finish washing my hands and enters in while I'm going toward the door. This is stalking in the path. And this is captured in what are still images as those demons are patrolling in and out of the bathroom while the light source is present. That's the P.O.C. All right, it is currently 8:36 a.m. 7CIE162. 8YSR, I think I read that one already.
License 88JL251, 8KTP254. This old white woman, she's got a hunchback, short, curly, silver hair. She's crossing path 7PFR638 by pushing carts in relevant position and in directed light. All right, these are demons. This is license 7JBW204, 7RMX611, 7VLK480, 8WRM616. Chase Bank engaging in that sexually violent surveillance as well, 8KFB239. That's why the fake sun is present over me at this hour. And not coming from what is B&G Plaza to Fontana and then getting on Route 66. That was street for street, turn for turn with that which is not the sun, and arriving at the same position at a later hour in the day, just like I showed yesterday. License 8VDH071. All right, so this is none other than the same pattern of conduct I'm just speaking to and documenting specifically. 8YZG657, 7LNY608, 8BZL455, R904ZO. The sex offender.
Or no?
Go down Foothill for what?
I don't know. You was telling me to be on Foothill. Are you going to
You can give me a couple. Unless you want to give me a couple. I6YSR345, Uptown and Country monitoring as well. License 7RES213. License 8BBJ697. It's 8:38 a.m. 7ZFB027. I can't get on anyway. No. Or you could just let me out. I can walk over there. License 6LUY966 43154G3. That's a demon driving a tow truck. Directed light on my side of that vehicle, meaning the directed light is focused on where I am. 31092H3. Impossible light. 8VHT961. A demon associating themselves with U.S.C. Trojans while they're stalking and monitoring. All right, of that demon possession. That's what I'm saying with regard to revealing of logos and the fact that you're a veteran. It's revealing a lot about what you need to know about demonic activity and the demon possessed. Those are that 7FWR176 is crossing path, license 8WVB466. And you understand and learn a lot while you're looking at that light source that's hovering over that third party that's talking about touting U.S.C. Trojans. Where, by the way, a fake sun in the city of Los Angeles is speaking to the presence of Satan and minions. AWAYAGN, because the light sources I'm showing you, it's remaining in the city of Upland, which is distinct from remaining specifically over a street in the city of Ontario, is speaking to the pattern of conduct. All right, speaking to the presence of Satan and the demon possessed themselves. License, that's how that impossibility is ongoing, because it's not 875, I believe. You have that impossibility of another light source that is not the same light source that's remaining over me. That's how you have what is supposed to be the sun over the city of the sky space anywhere in the state of Nevada. 7C59614, I believe. All right, because while it's remaining over, for example, as I also documented, over Dunkin' Donuts parking lot, there's no sun in the city of Nevada. I documented the fact that that object remained over me in alignment with me all day long. And that's no sun that you're looking at it from the sky space in another state, adjacent state. All right, that's stalking with light. That's the demonic pattern of conduct. License 8GJS247, and it's the revealing of the very real presence of Satan and the demon possessed. 7KYUD. 1-2, but I can't really see that one. You just rest on. And that's why you have what is this demon possessed entity stalking at 1:09 in the morning, flying over me by helicopter, aiming ongoing directed light, just like these demons are driving by with directed light, because that's exactly what they are. This is the ongoing conduct of Satan. And all I'm doing is prosecuting the sex offender, because they're already prosecuted and surrounded with the evidence of what is entirely demented. All right, criminal surveillance in violation of Title 18, Section 2261A. That's how I'm able to capture what is not the actual sun, not possibly the sun, while it's remaining over me, while I get on the Omnitrans bus in the city of Ontario on Hope Boulevard. And it remains in alignment with me, and that's just one day. We have a whole body of evidence that already pre-exists, while then the state is placing a fake sun over me, central over me, and directed light at a Vaughn's at 81 West Foothill in Upland, California. And then demons stalking in a bathroom. That's the sex offender. It's 8:42 a.m. All right, leaf blowers present to maintain audible activity under the fake sun at 204 North Euclid Avenue. U-Haul is present at 204 North Euclid Avenue under the fake sun, which is nowhere near, by the way,
remaining over the McDonald's at 100 East, which is what I capture at 8:48 a.m. All right, you have what is the light source that is over me at the 7-Eleven, as I've already shown. Going to McDonald's was an ongoing illustration, and then I walked down Foothill to, we'll walk down Upland to the library. This is Arizona, AL57909. That's U-Haul, who was at gas stall number 5 on surveillance camera under the fake sun and indirected light, monitoring to that maintenance of audible activity that you hear. All right, these are demons that are pushing around shopping carts on the sidewalk all around in directed light under the fake sun. These are demons engaging in the maintenance of noise and engineered light. 18341F3. Alrighty, and it is currently still 8:48 a.m. All right, showing you what is the fake sun directly over this demon that is carrying a leaf blower. That's audible activity, relevant positioning. It's also criminal facilitation and terrorism. I also capture what is directed light on the opposite side of the gas stall where the demon driver in the U-Haul van is located. This demon's license plate at gas stall number 3, I believe. Driving a Nissan Sentra, pink sweater and a braid, 7PXJ631. This is gas stall number 3. Yeah. She's got a tattoo on her right arm, her right forearm. Monitoring with these minions that are around the property. Cleaning, doing the gardening is not only a very common form of the pattern of conduct while demons were engaging in stalking and harassing, monitoring, and terrorism while I would live in my vehicle. Gardeners were a very, very often used method of engaging in that conduct, of activity creation, stalking with activity, but not only that, there is no form. You have the fake sun, which is in no way coexisting with remaining over me where the vehicle is parked at 630 North Fern, where I remain at B&G Plaza at 410 East Holt Boulevard, where I am on the bus going to both to Fontana and to Pomona in opposite directions, documenting the light source remaining over me at both times. All of this is ongoing documentation of what is not the sun over each and every one of those scenarios, by the way. 02119V1. The light source is not remaining over you as you are going in opposite directions, including even at the same time as I've documented. But also you have what is not the ongoing maintenance as you go to different locations of what is central presence over your head. All right, U-Haul molesting me, AL57909, that Latino male on surveillance camera, leaving the property at 8:51 a.m., touching. All right, license 7JXC049, they're touching as well. And the fake sun is over this third-party facilitating venue that is not an actual church. Satan itself is hovering. Satan itself is molesting, sexually violating another with directed light. That's what the conduct of the demon-possessed, I want to be clear. And these are demon-possessed that call this venue a church. And I'm letting you know not only the demonic activity, speaking what is informing you with regard to demonic, the presence of Satan, the demonic activity, and the absence, contrary to what demons represent about themselves and their identity, relying upon the physical appearance, relying upon any affiliation that they bear. This is how Satan is present in your everyday life. I want to be clear. Minion license 8WEB533. All right, and as I've also shown, ongoing heavy-duty demon possession. All right, Satan present right here at the intersection. God isn't that has nothing to do with God while you want to hold up a sign talking about you're a church and I'm being molested with what is the ongoing evidence of the presence of Satan on your grounds. All right, I will be clear, you don't have any holy juice. All right, because Satan is there, and that's what I've shown standing at that intersection where this First United Methodist Church is, and the fake sun is right over my head, right over that church. It's not an actual church. All right, you're going to get around what are words, none other than words that have no actual substance with regard to is getting beyond the shell and understanding the conduct of Satan, who Satan is using, and how Satan is present in the environment. All right, and by the way, while that was documenting, that's not remaining over me at a B&G Plaza at the same time as I documented this already. License 7F, hold on, can't see that one. 7FMY290. And it's currently 8:52 a.m. And that is what is also significant while Satan is stalking in the bathroom through the demon possessed, while the fake sun, which is Satan itself, hovering over that parking lot, while Satan itself is moving around in relevant position, pushing around shopping carts. All right, this is the form that Satan is engaging in what is supposed to be the outward appearance of normalcy. All right, you expect to see somebody pushing around a shopping cart, whether they work there or whether they're going to be a patron and shop there. That is the outward form.
They're under a fake sun. They're in directed light. They are engaging in the maintenance of the elements of monitoring. Not only is this the ongoing absence of any form, there is nothing that you are doing that is anything other than that pattern of conduct in that entirely impossible environment that you were surrounded by. You are also a terrorist while engaging in that demonic system, 8 NWC 479, and engaging in that malicious conduct audaciously. This is how the demon-possessed engage in the P.O.C. and doing it in your face with the 6ATF020 and doing it in your face. And this is while the entity is under the false impression that they are impervious to prosecution. And so this is terrorism while psychopaths surround you, looking in every manner of direction as though they're going about their business. And this is actually a population that is entirely focused on you. That is how the demon-possessed engage in terrorism. In addition to while they're doing that, and this is what defies the common sense, while they are outwardly engaging in that, then they are also at the same time, where is this lightning of light coming from all over the place that's touching all over your body while they're looking, just, acting like they're completely normal. This is terrorism. And those are psychopaths. That's the conduct of Satan. License plate 4825382 8XLF 419 7JZV 881. I don't see no license plate on that. 6PGS 812 5LJU 909. 7CIM 950, 7ADN 609, 6RZR122, 8YVS 519, 8CY 8357, 5TPV 920, 8JSK 192. Now let me be clear, I'm identifying sex offenders. U-Haul that touches me with directed light, which is never naturally occurring under what is not the sun. All of them are sex offenders monitoring on behalf of the same entity, and I'm identifying them as such. Understand that. 7S40371. You have what is that impossible occurrence happening one time. It's happening amongst what is an entity that are acting as one. Okay? It's the same thing with that ongoing molestation and terrorism in the vehicle where I sleep at night. 6Y, I can't see that one. So let me be clear, it's not distinct from what is the company U-Haul that's going to be prosecuted for that documented criminal conduct. It is also speaking to what is that ongoing federal prosecution for the entity, and that is literally the monstrosity of that federal prosecution where government's engaging in this sort of system with the people of the state. License 7XAJ869. So it is not only 6YOF008, 6RPJ024, and understand this is as a matter of justice. It is absolutely required based on the crime. 7ZGW106, 8JFU472, 6V40445, 6XST343, 373255H3. Not only on the crime, the size of the crime, the malice with which the crime is engaged in, 7ZUH971, the malicious design of that system. License 8CBC317, the inherent engagement in what is the criminal system to obstruct justice, 8VKT507. Again, this is speaking to not only are you tallying up your own federal charges, that prosecution, as you are engaging in the conduct of an entity, you are also then going to slice down that entity as you have documented them, and they will all be prosecuted for that conduct on behalf of that entity. All right, so like I said, it is speaking to what is an unprecedented criminal act, 6UOU435, and it is necessary as a matter of justice, as I've shown you all the ways in which the pattern of conduct 41027S1, reaching all the way across me in the shade, all right, to touch where I'm on the grounds of Satan itself, calling its venue Upland First United Methodist Church, where, by the way, you've got minions engaging in that pattern of conduct as I showed you. Using their children while they're operating their communication device. You see the fake sun right over that demon's head. This is where I'm at, not an actual church. All right, the word church doesn't actually mean anything. 6RZJ360. All right, with regard to anything of substance in real life. You're talking about what are words that we've assigned meaning, and people use it and exploit it in whatever way that they desire. All right, anybody can put up a sign with money and call itself a church. 8KVT552. Being the actual church actually has a significance. And let me be clear where the actual church is. Satan is not welcome. Satan is not present. Satan is not engaging in what is conduct that is evil and demented, using the very people on the ground, seeking to be affiliated. No. That's the revealing of the truth by the deeds that they are engaging in. And 6OUO435, a molester, then getting out at this church, where the First United Methodist Church is, where the fake sun is over me, moving over me, 8NPC628. They're all sex offenders monitoring. Alrighty, showing you what is impossible light activity. The minion is sitting in her vehicle. Four-eyed white woman, a demon-possessed one, and the fake sun is right over the venue. Directed light reaching backward toward me into the shade, 6B90807. License plate, 6BNS422. Like I said, as I remain at the intersection showing you U.S. Bank and reminding you about January 20th, 2021, where I'm at that same intersection, there is no light source that's over the First United Methodist Church. All right, so I want to be clear, CA92P81, that's a paper plate. That demon is replacing the other one that is now crossing path and directed light moving while she does so, 8NPC628. 8XJ8384. Understand what this is with regard to what are actually demons. These are demons that are pacing. Crossing path, another one crossing path, doing so in vehicles. All right, this is no distraction. It's no alteration whatsoever from that ongoing pattern of conduct of the demon possessed that engage in this ritualistic stalking conduct. All right, they maintain an identical pattern of conduct, 8SWK019. And it is literally revealing the psychopath that is Satan itself. While they engage in that conduct, then it's supposed to be appropriated and seen as civilized, normal conduct. That's how Satan is hiding. ATTJ475, and it's not even civilized. You see the animals that they are. License 6NRT400, 8TTJ475. They are particularly thirsty minions, violent sex offenders, and animals. Engaging in desperate and extreme tactics to continue to engage in what they have been caught red-handed, and I mean by the heavens above, are telling on them. All right, so it is currently 9 a.m. License 7SWK890, touching in the shade. Alrighty, and it's currently 9 a.m. on the dot. Alrighty. All right, 8TTJ475. This is at 300 Euclid Avenue, associated with Argo Optometry, the Lid, the Worker, B Incorporated. This is the venue that minion going into that building is associated with. All right, I already have her license plate, but I'm just speaking to the venue where she's entering that is associating that public establishment. Even though I don't need it, the fake sun is over it, 7KSB951. Understand how that documentation works? The fake sun is over the venue. That is speaking to what is a facilitating venue. And it also follows where the government is monitoring. All I'm doing is systematically revealing how that pattern of conduct appears and how it is ceaselessly underway. There is no exception. There is no pause. But nonetheless, you're looking at what is facilitation, where Satan itself is hovering over the venue. All right, that is not the actual sun. 18760Z2, 5CUA634, 8XSC709, SoCal Gas, vehicle 36676, license 85457S2. License 5UNR129, 4ZJG145, 8KWW656, RNDC license 82691X1, J&G Dairy Milk 66543V2. It's 9:01 a.m. BU04 WT4. What you're going to recall these images that I just captured of this demon this is the white female that's driving, and I mention all this. I like to mention age, I'll mention race, because you need to understand demonic activity. You will understand. Demonic activity has nothing to do with your race. There is no exception with regard to what is the conduct that is revealing their condition. All right. In other words, their identity, they are terrorists. These are the demon possessed. This is absolutely demented. That ongoing impossible environment, i.e. demonic environment, all right, which is terrorism while it is remaining over you, which is the means whereby a government, puppets of Satan themselves, are engaging in criminal surveillance in violation of existing federal law. All right, 8RFJ 541. As you are paying attention to those images that I capture while I'm standing at that specific street of First United Methodist Church, a non-church, 4GXR267 coming from 711 at 204 North Euclid Avenue, you're going to remember where I was at 8:56 in the morning, and I was in no way facing or next to, adjacent to, or nor is the light source that's directly over the U.S. Bank, as I am facing east at Foothill and Euclid Avenue. I'm not facing south in order to even be pointing my camera in the direction of what is necessarily south down Euclid Avenue to see which would also be a different vantage point. I am standing on a specific street, in no way present at the same time would be the light source. You're looking at what is directed light while the light source is directly over what is First Avenue and not anywhere near what is the intersection of Foothill and Euclid. All right. And again, what is that based on? First of all, that's not the sun because the documentation is maintaining a fake sun over the vehicle as I remain there. But that's not the actual sun that would be there relative to my location here in Upland. It wouldn't be over my head in the city of Upland. It wouldn't be over my head at the Over Family Community Library, keeping in alignment, which is also the same with every other location as I go out of the city. But nonetheless, you have what is understanding that pattern of stalking and moving the light source as I move it. As I go anywhere, which is the stalking conduct by the demon possessed, the stalking conduct through the environment, which is Satan itself. All right. So license 8YJZ481. So you're going to recall that 8:56 a.m. and I juxtapose that 8:56 a.m. with, again, the ongoing evidence, the light source that's supposed to be the sun in the city of Ontario, 06129K1, over me at the Starbucks, as I documented on January, I believe, 22nd, 2022, 00161M2. That's not coexisting. It is not capable of maintaining that central presence. And remember, it's not just at that minute where I'm capturing this video at the same time, which is giving a very vivid illustration as to the impossibility of showing what is not the actual sun, what is stalking with the light source, which is revealing the ongoing existence by necessity of more than one sun as we know it. That's not the sun as we know. All right, that is throwing out all sorts of lies that you've been told. 81556X1 speaking to what is global warming, climate change. It has nothing to do with what is not possibly the sun remaining over me while I'm not only in different cities, different counties, but let alone distinctly different locations, as I illustrate and highlight and hone in on what is this light source remaining over me, 8T44516. The same sex offender molesting with directed light while I was at the intersection of 5th Street and Mountain Avenue on December 8, 2022. Crossing path into the fake sun that's remaining over me while it's over the Upland Unified School District. I want to be clear, the state's light source, again, not remaining over any U.S. bank at 20 East Foothill Boulevard, as I showed yesterday in video. And then again, you also know that's not the sun. That's why on January 20th, where I am not coming from Ontario to Upland, and by the way, the direction to Upland north of Euclid Avenue, I'm going from the 630 North Fern, 7KYW422. I'm coming from 630 North Fern, fake sun remains over me the whole time, going to B&G Plaza, getting on the 61 route bus, going to the city of Fontana. This is thoroughly documented. And then I get on what is the Route 66. Also an entirely distinct route, and the entity is engaging in stalking with a fake sun, street for street, turn for turn, on an entirely different bus route, which that's not happening when you're on Route 61. Then you're talking about getting on a different bus route, and the entity is keeping a fake sun over me at that same U.S. bank where I am arriving, showing you on video as I arrive, hours after I'm there in the morning yesterday. CA92 P81, I believe that's the paper plate. That's the demon that is pacing with the other Lily, a white woman, a demon monitoring with a communication device while directed light like a laser shooting off of her vehicle. 76209D3. It's the presence of demons. So you have what is the light source that's or again, not anywhere near some U.S. bank. It's right there over me. That directed light is also in front of me as I'm showing you this demon's vehicle. This is a white woman whose license plate I read. And they are at what is actually not a church. This is relevant to revealing demonic activity, 7NSH516. There are many, many of Satan's minions who exercise influence, by the way, names who you know. And I want to be clear, they are singing the national anthem to you on television under what is not the sun, the fake sun, Satan itself. All right, they are standing bright, shining underneath that directed light, all right, which is not actually sunlight, all right? This impossible light activity, which is actually all around, you're not paying attention to it because it's present, and it's not normal light activity. Normal street lamps, normal lights in your home, normal lights in a bathroom, in a public bathroom, not creating what is this pacing conduct with your shadow in front of you, and then it's also behind you, and then it's also layered on top. It's like the stuttered light, as I have referred to it. This is a demonic environment. It's impossible light. All right, that's not coming from an ordinary light bulb that you screw into and turn the light on. That's not normal light activity. It's abnormal, and it is speaking to what is actually impossible light activity. This is the ongoing presence of what is referred to for purposes of prosecution and the identification of that demonic environment, directed light, which is everywhere. And that's how you're identifying those who like to identify themselves very deceptively as church-going, God-loving, Jesus-serving people who yield influence, who otherwise you should listen to. Let me be clear, Satan uses them. Satan uses them very, very, very often. 37344N1. 5ULR390, 8JHL642, 8JRT887, 8KHW982, 7NV, I can't really say that one, but molesting 1497501, Very likely the sex offenders of what is Chaffee Joint Union High School, where I want to be clear, Sue Ovitt. This is a state actor associated very likely with what is Ovitt Family Community Library, a heavily documented criminal establishment also engaging in what is sexual violence. Upon doing my research of that facilitating venue where I was subject to the P.O.C. yesterday while driving by that venue of what is Chaffee Joint Union High School off of 4th Street in Ontario. License 09915S2. 5951P, that's handicap. And so I want to be clear, you have what is a school bus driving north on Euclid Avenue in the shade and going out of their way to molest me with light, which 7NXF599, a fat-faced Latina female who is literally feeding her face right now. She needs to take a break, lay off of it, while she is stalking and in service of Satan. She is molesting with that demon driving that school bus. License 8TBW959. It is currently 9:09 a.m. All right, license plate 7BNV828, license 1529829, I believe that's City of Upland, license 82068E1GEY51, that's Arizona, and I did capture an image of what is the light source that's right here over the edge of what is the Upland Unified, Upland Unified School District at 390 Euclid Avenue, 7TJN136, and as I captured in still images yesterday, 60H3817. That looks like an out of state. As I captured in still images yesterday while I was, again, coming from Foothill and Euclid, I had to walk down the street, 7WDS586. So you remember where I was at yesterday. I am not facing my camera anywhere near the light source. That's the whole point of my documentation, is not remaining over some Upland Unified School District or 7-Eleven. It's remaining over me at the opposite end, 8ENY039, over my head as I proceed to walk from what is Foothill south down Euclid Avenue. The fake sun at an earlier time already down south in this direction, which is beyond the Upland Public Library, because I didn't walk to the Upland Unified School District, which is across the street. Which, by the way, let me be clear, the fake sun also, this is ongoing point after point after point, all right? The fake sun that's over the Unified School District right now, the fake sun after 4 p.m., as I've documented, is remaining over the same property. That is not the sun, okay? Like I said, that's the P.O.C. And so you have what are, I'm throwing out names because I'm identifying what are state actors and the ongoing criminal system that is underway. And you are talking about what is the identification of names, government actors, third parties, venues, and you have what is the entity acting through demons driving school buses. That is a very, very vastly ongoing and operated system of speaking to what is also the hostility of Satan itself while I'm revealing the pattern of conduct. So I want to be clear on that. That's the significance of that. But nonetheless, Sue Ovitt, this is an old white lady. I want to be clear, she is affiliated, a president of, I believe, of the Chaffee Joint Union High School, which is the facilitating venue. There's no exception. So all I'm doing is identifying names, that is documenting those that are affiliated with what are venues where this criminal pattern of conduct is underway. And let me be clear, Sue Ovitt is nothing other than what is a minion. I don't need to know her personally. You're talking about what is identification of an ongoing expansive state system. And guess what? Were Sue Ovitt on a school bus, guess what will be molesting all over me? Guess what will be over my head? 8AMZ292, 7GNB502. There's no exception. All right, and I will point out the fact that Sue Ovitt maintains the same name as Ovitt Family Community Library, where directed light is inside of that bathroom, where you have what is directed light filling that entirety of that venue, where you have ongoing repeated conduct for which you're talking about a lot of people are going to federal prison, as I have documented for a term of years, state surveillance and terrorism at that particular venue. All right, and engaging in what are acts of oppression, thinking that they can subject one to that, and I'm documenting, and I'm going to prosecute you. All right, that's what the Ovitt Family Community Library represents, thinking that you're going to oppress somebody because of wherever you think that you are. That's how the city of Ontario has conducted itself, and that's a matter of documentation. That's the significance, the substance, and the egregious result of what they have been engaging in while engaging in that pattern of conduct of that condition. These are demons, and it's not shocking. That's exactly how Satan acts. That's exactly the type of things that Satan does. All right, and you're talking about what is going to be Satan paying the price. Satan through its minions. All right, I'm going to drag them in real life in a federal court. 7XZG206. All righty, so I just wanted to point out that similarity with regard to the names. Nonetheless, Ovid Family Community Library is still a criminal establishment, still documented, but I do want to point out what is Chaffee Joint Union High School, a venue where I was subject to the P.O.C. while I'm being molested by a school bus. Which I read that license plate, so I just thought I'd give out that bit of information and document it on my podcast as well. It's 9:13 a.m. License 7ET8645, and that's Metrolink creating audible activity. Alrighty, license 8TSD582, I believe. 2ZQT970. 8UEY390. And it's 9:15 a.m. License 7ULG334. V98. I can't see the rest of it. It's 4XTV132. Directed light into the shade while that demon crosses path, and while I'm fixing my vision, focusing on another license plate. That's demonic activity. Everything about that conduct entirely demonic. License 7X, I can't see that one. 4282182. 8JDL951. 4ZEC062. 7RRF459. 7TOD. I can't really see that one. I want to say 7TOOD952, but I can't really see it. 19662F3 or E3. I believe I read this one already because I'm walking back by this venue for a second time. 5USF327. Yeah, that's it. E3. 7R40399. And that correct license plate again, 19662E3, the one you hear starting their ignition. License 7MSA468. It's 9:17 a.m. And right where you hear them starting their ignition, the fake sun is right over me while they are stalking in the path with audible activity. That is the P.O.C. Systematic demonic conduct. That is achieving what is monitoring with communication devices. (8BGP740). 7GVU217. 8XTS625. 7U76721. MEL654. 7JBG367. License 5ULU538, 7EZT957, 7ETH645, 5EQX158, 8MIM854, 8KHV574, 7HEW295, 8XVX050, 93145U2, 8ECT471. All right, if you recall my documentation that I captured on February 5th, 2022, and you're talking about what is after the criminal act of criminal summoning by Sean Thrasher at the Ovid Family Community Library State Facilitating Venue, and then also the fake sun over those demons that are the Ontario Police Department, including San Bernardino County. None of that is coexisting, by the way, with remaining over at Dunkin' Donuts at 325 South Mountain Avenue, by the way, let alone being over me while I remain in Upland. But nonetheless, we will proceed February 5th. I am nowhere near City of Upland yet. 7FCU286, 57371W28LOL876. The fake sun remains over me as I'm in Ontario, at Holt in Euclid, coming from the B&G Plaza. I'm sorry, 8UOZ449, coming from Ovid Family Community Library, which I show at 9:02 a.m. 8WPZ616, 80776E3, now crossing path, Justin's Pool Service, he's a minion, 23999Z2, license 8RM501. That's another minion that is very scared that I would document him, understand that? Pathetic. There's nothing gangster about a loud motorcycle. It's actually demonic. 7FCW074. It's the means whereby you're talking about entirely demonic. So you have what is the entity engaging and placing the fake sun over me while I'm at the Upland Unified School District, whereas on February 5th, 2022, it is currently 9:20 a.m. I have not even gotten on the bus yet. Remember, I get on the bus at February 5th, 2022, and I arrive at the 7-Eleven where I was already present. Okay? The light source, as I'm showing you while I'm capturing the leaf blower, that's a demon, using an instrument of audible activity creation, pacing around and facilitating that criminal system, that demonic activity amongst a whole bunch of demons. They're all circling around me monitoring. The fake sun is already present before 9:47 when I'm not even at the property yet on February 5th, 2022. This is the ongoing pattern of conduct and the surrounding of Satan itself, an entity of government, with evidence of what is 8WYB918, their unprecedented criminal act. Right, license plate 6VWC781, license 8L74561, license 8B26035, 81834. I can't see the rest of them though. 6XEE963, 8VKH523, 6KAW083, and I can't see that one. 59217F1, that's FedEx, 8YIC876, and also American Medical Response Authority crossing path, FedEx just reminded me, XP81725, that's Albertson, 5A97217, American Medical Response trying to be a distraction while they're crossing path under the fake sun and direct light, 6AYC851, while I was standing at the same location in front of the Upland Unified School District. This is approximately 15 minutes ago. I've already walked back to the 7-Eleven, completed a second purchase, and have returned. That's when I was referencing, because I'm walking by the same place twice, because I walked back down to 7-Eleven. So I want to be clear, American Medical Response crossing path, visibly this morning, again. The target individual, the ordinary target individual, you only have one set of eyes, all right? You're not some freak demon with a third eye behind your back with spirit of Satan on you. You're talking about documenting what it is that you are aware that you're subject to. And that also has legal relevance, all right, with regard to the conduct of government. 21779P2, 8HCN223. The entity engaging in what is literally taking turns like jump rope, like double dutch, crossing path visibly in front of you, while they're listening to your documentation. 8HCS096. License plate 8HDN476, 8TKG014, 8UUX384, W429TO, 8JUW479, 8HVV719, 6J19439, 6NLH849, 6XIZ, I believe, 6XTZ806, or 6XIZ806. Nonetheless, you have February 5th, 2022, where the state's fake sun is remaining over me in Ontario, and I'm reminding you about February 4th, 2022. That's what's so significant, because at that same intersection, the fake sun, where Ontario police are group stalking at that intersection, they're doing so under what is the light source that is telling on many levels, telling the criminals that they are, telling the demon-possessed stalkers that they are, and the facilitators of that criminal system, I can't really see that one. You can scratch that. 8RYM382. That is what all is revealed while a fake sun is remaining on the same street over the same intersection after 3 p.m. in the afternoon and present over me, which is 9 o'clock in the morning, 5G MP553. And again, as I documented yesterday, coming up the street, you're talking about what is 9 o'clock. I'm sorry, what is before 8:30 in the morning. And this is just an illustration of what is not possibly the sun. 4TDF765, and it's capturing Satan in its pure form. Goofy looking demons. That's exactly how they look. They look as crazy as they are. All right, so it has been my endeavor to show you, provide that documentation, so you understand what it is that I'm witnessing. These are sick people. 6DFC616, 5UKB409, 8UGN345, 7RNF447, 8MKP659, THHIRD, 8MKX994, 6YDT344, C818U57, I believe, paper, 8KNL772, CB33V23, paper, 43125H2, YMCA, touching with directed light, 7GCE685, YMCA already documented, also directly under the fake sun while they would like to group stalk at the senior center. 7VOK086. License, it's 9:25 a.m. This is audible activity, the demons of American medical response. You're going to be snatching a lot of those demons out of those positions. This is called criminal facilitation. Alrighty. Breaking down many, many layers to the prosecution of American medical response. These are very sick, demon-possessed psychopaths and criminals. ATDB 273, as they demonstrated themselves. This, like I said, this is Satan making its own bed. The pattern of conduct has been thoroughly laid out, so you are understanding the criminal conduct that is underway. You are understanding the criminal conduct that is underway by those who are of a specific condition, and that is demon possession, which is also being made manifest in understanding that demonic behavior, which American medical response engaged in on video. 8XJX138, 8GX1966 Texas, 7HHB977, 7RRP384, and you have what is 6TLY081. February 5th, as I was pointing out, the fake sun is nowhere near Upland Unified School District. 7R40399 is crossing path after loitering in relevant position. You have the fake sun that's on February 5th. It's not up here at the 7-Eleven, by the way. 7RXF103 over me en route to the 7-Eleven after remaining in Ontario at Holton Euclid and then getting on the bus. ZKC5584, I believe, but I can't really see that one. 7VZD299. The light source is right here over me at the Upland Unified School District, where also American medical response is targeting its use of audible activity creation, which is sirens. That's how those demons in such positions are creating the ongoing elements of monitoring, which is engagement in what is demonic activity, the ritualistic stalking conduct by psychopaths who are demon possessed. Medline P794084. You have what is the light source that's over me in conflict with, if that's the sun, over me, which is not, again, but you're going to go through the consistent analysis. 8SUM519. If that's the sun over me at while I'm still in the city of Ontario on February 5th, 2022, where I have not gotten on the bus yet, and I did not get off until what is 9:47 a.m., and that is unmistakable as a matter of record published documentation. This is not possibly the sun. That is, you're talking 9:30 a.m. I have not gotten on the bus yet, and on February 5th, I had not yet gotten on the bus. The fake sun is remaining right over me. All right, and that's where Ontario PD are focusing their conduct, focusing their presence, stalking all around, engaging in demons that are just pacing all around me, focused on me, a whole bunch of inferior demons, all right, who are being surrounded with activity, revealing the sickness that plagues this people and the criminal system that is underway by a government. And you have what are the light source that's right over me. Also, what I'm reminding you about is the ongoing documentation of what is also not possibly the sun. When you're looking at what American Medical Response is doing, it's on what is the south side of Upland Unified School District, right over me. And you're talking about what is at 4 p.m. where I am standing at Upland Public Library and I'm at the staircase facing the building, and the fake sun is right over me, because that's not possibly the sun. That would be over the building right next door to where I am now, captured on video, 9:25 a.m. and then at 4 p.m. in the evening. I don't think so. That is also showing what American Medical Response is doing. These are demons. And you have what are demons in positions that I have. These are demons in government positions. These are demons in law enforcement. These are demons that have engaged in what is a act of kidnapping while trying to conceal, because Satan knows exactly what I have revealed. Satan knows exactly what it is that I have discerned and what I have set out to, in order to surround with what is a legal framework in order to prosecute what is the supernatural that is underway in the natural. All right, these demon-possessed people are not impervious to being prosecuted. While it is Satan itself that you're actually prosecuting, they're demon-possessed. License 7UIP963. And how is that directly relevant? Because this is terrorism. All right, it's terrorism. And so you have what is the fake sun that's over me at 9:25 in the morning. And as I just documented days ago, the fake sun that's remaining over on the opposite side of the same building at 4 p.m. Okay, that's the ongoing pattern of conduct. License 8AEP579. All right, and that's also to the exclusion. You can go on and on and on with that analysis, because I've already shown what is the pattern of conduct, 8NZA038. There is no moment, no time where the light source would be over me, which is exactly what it is, while you have what is at 9:25, and I'm documenting the demons of American Medical Response, while this light source is remaining over the vehicle that is still documented. If I remain until after 10 o'clock, after 2 p.m., after 4 p.m., the fake sun is remaining in alignment with me at 630 North Fern. All right, so you're talking about what? This is just the ability to prosecute and show a consistency of documentation, because it needs to be known. There is no argument. There is no exception. It does not change. All right. But with regard to that already being established, that's what, by definition, what a pattern is. But I'm also making sure there is no pigeonhole. There's no getting out of that prosecution. There is an absolute necessity for the legislation that I advocate, that I propose, that I have created, being subject for a prolonged period of time to what is the act, the conduct, the character of Satan, and the malice with which is relevant to law and prosecution and criminal conduct, the malice with which Satan is using people. Satan is present in the environment, and it is also informing what is ongoing in the United States. All right, and demonic activity is not limited to the jurisdiction of the United States, but nonetheless, this is where we are. This is where our laws govern. I can't really see that. That's U.S. food. So this is where the laws, the Constitution, govern us, this union, and so it is relevant to what is demonic activity. Satan is present. Satan is present. Oh, it's directly relevant to you because this fake sun that's over me at the Upland Unified School District, and the state is then remaining over the Upland Public Library, hello, at 1:02 in the afternoon, at 2:49 p.m. in the afternoon on the same D Street. This is the same street shared by the Upland Unified School District. This is all manner of surrounding with what is not possibly the actual sun. 7T79380. This is important documentation because you need to understand what is the supernatural. While you have a light source in the sky above you in whatever state that you are in, it is not the actual sun. And why? First of all, there's only one sun. And so this light source, by necessity, what I'm documenting is speaking to the exclusion of it possibly being the sun over you. It is also not possibly what you are looking at, while it is very precisely over a particular building hovering over my head. You are not looking at the sun, the same sun that's hovering over me in the city of Florida. No, you're not. Okay, and so you're talking about what is going on with regard to the impossibility. There's only supposedly one sun, so we've been told. All right, the sun as we know it. All right, that has nothing to do, by the way, with some explanation that is totally irrelevant, such as global warming and climate change. It has nothing to do with it. All right, it's in utter disregard and hopeful maintenance of ignorance by those who have no idea and no starting point to even question. Which, why would you? I mean, you're talking about, I didn't either. I wasn't outside knowingly subject to this conduct of psychopaths, knowing that an entire society is focused on me. Subject to that sexual violence that I'm subject to, that I'm documenting and revealing now by a government, and a light source that's not even the sun that's remaining over my head, but it's not remaining over my head. I don't see it through the roof of my car. I don't see it while I'm sitting in school all day, while I'm sitting in wherever it is that I'm living, studying all day, while I'm sitting at work all day. I'm not seeing that. Okay, so you're talking about leaving for work early in the morning when it's dark, coming back from work often if I'm not driving on the freeway, which again, I'm shielded from that. I'm not seeing it directly. This is where I'm coming, if not also at nightfall. Busy, and that's what's going on when I'm going to school and I'm going to work and I'm handling my business and I'm thinking that everybody else is and everybody else is not normal. All right, this ongoing demonic system was underway unbeknownst to me, and so while I was acquiring this legal skill set, it was literally the preparation for what is the prosecution of Satan itself, for what is the revealing, which is as important, the revealing of Satan itself. Okay, so I want to be clear. Holiday Rock Company Incorporated, 22842F3, engaging in crossing the path under this fake sun that remains over me, 9:36 a.m. I still am not in the city of Ontario yet. Out of the city of Ontario yet on what is February 5th, 2022. Where Holiday Rocking is patrolling 49381H3. So you have the light source that is maintaining presence over me, and it is directly relevant and revealing what is that unmistakable pattern of conduct, and it is necessary in order to establish what is the precedent. American citizens speaking to and identifying what are strangers stalking them. Yes, it is very real. That is exactly what is ongoing. These strangers are referred to as third parties. These strangers are demon possessed, and they're doing so in a very specific environment as well. NAU1 U.S.C. And that's how you'll have what is a light source that is not possibly the sun, because while there is only one sun as we know it, this is how you're honing in, and that whole body of evidence is working together. You're talking about what is the one sun that exists. Well, it's directly over me, and guess what? It remains over me, 4 p.m. in the afternoon. That's why you document. That's not possibly the sun, though. You know that as a matter of common sense. What we know, what we've been told about the sun as we know it, that's not possibly the sun. That impossibility. 82299G1 UPS. That impossibility is prefacing what demons such as UPS, such as SINTAS, such as American Medical Response are engaging in. All right, and it is an ongoing identical pattern of conduct in an impossible environment. 6LXU056. That impossible environment is coexisting in different states.
All right, because what is making it a blazing hot day in the state of Nevada? Well, I'll tell you what, it's not the light source that's remaining over the Upland Public Library all day long while I remain at 450 North Euclid Avenue in the city of Upland. 7XRB496. You are understanding what is very, very real, and that is the presence of Satan. And you don't have to pray to Satan. You don't have to be a demon possessed to be in that demonic environment. I am one that is an exception. This is why I am subject to that pattern of conduct. I am also one that's going to reveal its existence and show you how to prosecute it. All right, you're talking about what is inferiority. That's why they're focused on you. All right, and you're talking about what is the ability to document that and prosecute it. You are speaking to what is the revealing of what is entirely demented, and that is relevant to what is terrorism, because that's exactly what the demonic are engaging in. It is terrorism while they are focused on you. They are focused on you, which is also demonstrated in the environment, that impossible environment. They have a sun and the moon. It's always over me. The inferior demons that they are focused on me. 6HGW342. I am, by virtue of that conduct, the center of Satan's universe. 7ZVV742, and it is an artificially engineered universe. Satan is not a god. You're talking about what is exercising control over the physical environment, in no way equated with what is the true God, which has all authority, which pre-designed a time whereby the conduct of Satan, the minions of Satan, will be specifically identified by name, okay? If not address, zip code, image, they will be ran down, thoroughly identified, and will be subject to a prosecution. All right, that's a matter of what is predetermined. All right, Satan is not a god. Satan has no authority. Satan is losing. Satan already lost. Okay, you're witnessing what is ongoing in the natural, which is already done in the spiritual. All right, 7EPX697, 47622F2, 1Z76647, 7YTX430. You have what is wonderful 7REZ677, that splendid provision of that criminal system, and it's necessary because criminals such as American Medical Response, 78233G3, engaging in kidnapping, engaging in criminal defamation, engaging in ongoing harassment, sexual molestation of my person, 6HO5252, and also engaging in what is interstate stalking. Those psychopaths are also monitoring the documentation that remains directly relevant to what is that documented criminal conduct by such an actor such as American Medical Response, 73397L2, 7YOU606. That is directly relevant while they are crossing paths and isolating the use of their sirens to where I am standing. While you also see what is the fake sun, 7HMK797. Where is it? Right over me. You're witnessing demonic activity. And this demonic activity is also what is monitoring with communication devices. That is interstate stalking in violation of existing federal law. 8RCN493. License 45492T2. That leaf blower is the maintenance of audible activity, by the way. License, it's 9:41 a.m. I'll get this license in a second. So anyway, that is captured on video. And that is a spectacular iteration of well-documented P.O.C. License 8TUV527, 8XMW903. 8STL325, 7TJV972, 7JCJ429, I believe. License plate 7ZZE324, 7SQJ388, 7GEJ967, 8Z63962, 8VXV413, I believe. License 5241783. License 6XNB944, 5XV, I can't see that one. 7BCR275. 8TQR657. 1041950, 7DIR825. That's Metrolink engaging in the P.O.C. It's audible activity creation. All right, that is understanding the ongoing presence of an environment that is living, if you will, but it's at the same time living with regard to, what is entirely demented. It's a demonic environment. The light The light conduct, the movement of light, the stalking with light, the maintenance of light, not only the light object, but light presence, the directed light. This is light that is alive, all right? This is the presence of Satan itself, which is literally personified through the conduct with light. And you have that is the same with regard to the use of audible activity, all right? This amplification, this is the ongoing engagement of what is demonic. And it is also what is speaking to the ongoing presence of that same demonic environment. Metrolink is engaging in the P.O.C. nonetheless, and that is audible activity creation while the light source is over me. There is no form with regard to that ongoing threat to your life while you're subject to surveillance by government, engaging in in the P.O.C. in any way. You are speaking to the absence of any legally relevant argument with regard to ignorance, which, by the way, Metrolink has been documented. They're not ignorant. I'm letting you know, first of all, how the law is necessarily to work, where the government is placing you under surveillance. The government is doing it through the people. The people include company names, the malicious engagement in that pattern of conduct. But not only that, not only is this necessary where government's placing you under surveillance, I have specifically documented Metrolink. And guess what? The fake sun remained over me while I'm on the Metrolink, not on street for street, on rail to rail, okay? The fake sun remained over me on the Metrolink train, okay? Back and forth. On more than one day. It wasn't just some coincidence, which that's not a possible coincidence. It's not remaining in the window of a bus on specific streets that I'm on in a specific city. And then also while I'm going to what is outside of the county, again, going to Los Angeles, getting off at the Union Station, Cesar Chavez and Alameda, walking down the street. Guess what? The fake sun's not remaining in the window of any train anymore. It's remaining over me as I walk around. And you also have that pattern of stalking with helicopter while that light source remained over me. And I'm documenting the Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, the Los Angeles Police Department, and the dark angels that fill the city of Los Angeles. Okay? Satan is not lying when they call themselves the city of angels. They are telling you the truth. It's the city of dark angels. Those are demons. That's the pattern of conduct. And there is no time where the actual sun, if this was the sun, which it's not, because you don't see going anywhere near what would be coexisting over the intersection of Alameda and Los Angeles Street. Alameda and Cesar Chavez, as I documented. There's no time where it's leaving from being over me in alignment with the Ontario Ovid Family Community Library when I'm in Ontario, or remaining over me at the Ontario Town Square in order to be over some train in a specific window of a seat that I'm sitting on the Metrolink train, and remaining over me while I'm getting off the train station, walking to the train. That's the pattern of conduct. It is Satan itself. Very heavily documented. So I refer to that to let you know, no, there is no legally relevant argument. There is no excuse. There is no claim of ignorance. You could say whatever you want. This is how the government is engaging in surveillance. And this is the conduct of what is not only demon-possessed psychopaths, but this is the unspoken system that is ceaselessly underway. And so you have what is also the fact that I actually specifically documented the train. This is showing that there is no exception. Wherever you're going, that's why the environment, that impossible environment, and this also follows, when you were talking about engagement and what is the conduct of the supernatural, you are talking about what you're not dealing with normal people. You're not dealing with a normal public entity. These are puppets of Satan, and they're going to, oh no, I don't know, Erica, I don't know what you don't have to know. You don't have to say anything. The pattern of conduct is already established. You have what is that impossible environment that's ongoing while I'm on the train. You are creating audible activity while I am being surrounded by that environment, which is facilitating a life-threatening pattern of conduct, achieving what is monitoring by a government and a people of the state, all right, who are of a demented condition that is demon possession. That is prosecution for terrorism, prosecution as the sex offender, prosecution as one engaging in interstate stalking on behalf of a government, period. All right, it's currently 9:46 a.m. All right, showing you another picture of what is surveillance and the condition of this city worker that's engaging in stalking in the path, standing in the grass, which is across the street from me where I'm sitting outside of the Upland Unified School District. You see the fake sun right over me, hovering over the edge of the building, which is the Upland Unified School District, which is not over, by the way, as I documented just the other day at 9:27 a.m., where I'm showing you the impossible light while the fake sun is already over me while I'm sitting on the property of the Upland Public Library and the Upland City Hall, 450 North Euclid Avenue and 460 North Euclid Avenue. State facilitating venues. The state's fake sun is not over that property while it's being aimed directly above me at the Upland Unified School District. Those are distinctly different locations where I was already present on the property of the Upland Public Library. All right, I want to be clear, as I'm sitting at this little ramp on the property of the Upland Unified School District, where the light source is remaining over me and moving so that I remain more and more covered with directed light. I was originally sitting in the shade. This is the advancement of what is directed light to engage in ongoing touching, and you see the city worker that is engaging in what is present in the path. All right, this is the demon. That's an ongoing picture of what is surveillance by the people of the state. They act as one entity. And this is also showing that direct evidence of that. The light source, again, understanding what is already prior documented presence of what is not the sun over me as I'm sitting in front of the monument for veterans on the property of the Upham Public Library, which was at 9:27 a.m., where the state's fake sun remained over me, where I'm already standing on that property and remain, and then enter the venue of the Upham Public Library. And again, that's just the small picture. The bigger picture is the light sources remaining here, where it is present, documented at 4 p.m., which is not the sun on any day. 8JFV034, a demon monitoring with that city worker, engaging in that criminal conduct, that demonic activity. License 6NVC 957 7HHC 775. And it's currently, by the way, 10:03 a.m. The state's fake sun also documented while I'm already on the property, entering inside, and am inside at 10:05, where I'm on the sidewalk in front of the property. So you're understanding not only the placement of the fake sun, which is impossible with regard to not revealing what is stalking with a light source, and ongoing demonic conduct, you have, which is terrorism. You have, while criminal monitoring with communication devices, that's the Title 18 criminal conduct, you have what is the ongoing maintenance of what is supposedly the sun over the 280 North Lemon Apartments in alignment with that entrance, which is facing an entirely different direction in a different city, facing in mutually exclusive directions in order to capture that light source. This is the focusing on me, and you're seeing how the people of the state are engaged in that ongoing mutual focus. It is the engagement of what is entirely demonic, while monitoring with communication devices is underway. It's currently 10:04 a.m. License 8LOS 856. It's 10:05 a.m. 8XOA 248 5YHJ079. 6NBX 228. All right, Metrolink is amplified audible activity as I'm walking out of the 7-Eleven at 204 North Euclid Avenue, and I am currently being molested. That is with directed light. 6SIH 125, 6WIX 595, 8EJR 573. License, this is a motorcycle with the 7-Eleven, and they're also in relevant position inside of the 7-Eleven. The surveillance camera is an additional means of documentation. And you hear that volume. I'm on the grounds of the 7-Eleven. That is amplification. Okay, 20R3176. 7SDJ759. Let's see. 8ATD722. And I also completed a purchase on surveillance cameras inside of the 7-Eleven as well. 8CNZ809, 7KPZ590, 8DAY075. It's 6:06 p.m. and that P.O.C. that I'm documenting, that includes Metrolink. License 8EJR573, 8TIE735. And 8CNZ809, which is on surveillance cameras at the 7-Eleven, molesting, touching while they're stalking in the pub. It is 6:07 p.m. 8KLZ802. DBEAST9. 308UY handicap 73712X1 6E61576 8DCX294 7WMT467 7FCN158 7HHK651 7RXZ919 7AEA802
BMG 9365, I believe. That's Texas. Let me see that one. Molesting. This minion, license 63KT185. That's an out of state. It's green and yellow. Looks like it's Oklahoma, but I can't really see it though. The state. I saw the license plate characters. License 8VZS412. $7BNY944. 6YYX249. D712SO 7WNP926 8FMX 831 6XRI 569 I can't really see that one. 8RFF 149 8DCP 170 8YQW 403 FRDRKSN 8WDZ 942 8TGJ 421 8SQH 294 8AZS 963 5TID 017 7MYX 952, I believe. Let's see. 6EYZ 656 U-Haul license AL03678. That's Arizona. 5ZGB 402. 7NPZ 590. 8RCN 806. It's currently 6:10 p.m. 7UND 333 94276Y2. 8MEA 173 5SPY 623. All of them demons touching. License 8EWL 999 7BMP 692 03GHOST 8XGN. I can't see the rest of that one. I can scratch that one. It's us. It's 6:10 p.m. still. 8KKD081 5GXK184 7ASX005 8EAH216 8MQF197 6MFU168 7V or 7YES123, I believe. 7WZH894 8SYN. I can't see the rest of that one. 6BHE047 8PVT326 6HJL497 WATTSIT 6CZE265 8ZHJ843 OHBATKN 5UEP 426, I believe. 8ZS. I'm sorry, I can't say that one. You can scratch that. 13999C2 8WOS 925 6ZBN. Can't see the rest of that last week though. License 7UGX 436 7GTD 010. That's the entity engaging in the P.O.C. Those are the demons that I made an example of this morning. They're going to federal prison. That's American Medical Response. That's what I'm referencing. 8LET440. 7ZQE622. 8RVS 820. 6LQN 750. License 7RMF 043. 7JBF 264. 8TIJ 044. 61914N2. BU89V54 paper. 8Z00408 CA45S16 paper. 8HHS 596. License 5DRM 770. 7UNH017, I believe. License 8C78144, 8EVC984, 7DLL462, 8XXE433, 8BWG795, 7FOL529, 8RWU175, 8TBC969, 8XGA967, 7SLT195, 7FZY013, 8CEE012, F*TTH2, 6, I can't really see that one, 8YEA706, I can't see that one, 8PIN609, license 8RFJ, I can't see the rest of that one though, 7K2, can't see that one either, 7K, I can't see that one either, it's 6:14 p.m. 8MYL005, 5PFW655, 6BOS175, 8UZP748, 5YZK, can't see the rest of that one, 8HAD336, 6TCJ467, 8BCD396, 8WYL682, 6PBT858, 8WEA804, 6UXM277, 8EOG533, 7PSP585, 6YXX574, 5YKF074, 6HWV592, 6TRL567, 8UGJ340, 4WSC936, 7EVY122. Alrighty, all monitoring with the Demons of American Medical Response. Understand they continue using their lights as they proceed down the street, even after turning off their sirens. 88JE280. That's ongoing facilitation. It's demonic activity, but with regard to criminal monitoring with communication devices, they're engaging in that facilitation. 8YIT682 or 8YTT682 is thereby monitoring to that light activity. 6LUC358 on a communication device. All right. And also those demons shown in their raw form, they're demon-possessed criminals driving literally an ambulance, engaging in stalking someone. That's Satan. That's how pathetic Satan is, and that's capturing them in their raw form. And that's why you have what is a fake sun over me in the city of Upland at 9:25 in the morning, and I'm able to capture what is already not the sun at 4 p.m. on the same street. 8YXN. 229, I believe. 6, I can't really see that one though. You can scratch that one. 6ZN6136. And understand American Medical Response, having engaged in multiple acts of kidnapping, are also monitoring my documentation while I just documented them again, engaging in the P.O.C. 6YXY653. 7EHS393. 8E77191. 8RUK894. 7PTF091. 5RXV184. 5CVC940. 7TSP440, 8VFN938 or 8VEN938, 8SHR027. It's currently 6:17 p.m. License 7KWP284, 7CHN693, 1COACH, 7NPD921, 8SZY026, 7EPY760. UNS 419, I'm sorry, DNS 419, license 8TQM441, license 8ZIX074, 8GRF905, 8XVT015, 4E29901, 6HTC788, I believe. And this DNS 419 is out of state. Oh gosh. It's 6:18 p.m. 7 VQB 121 95722 N2 8 VEC 465 7 XQT 248 8 MHS 916 8 FGV 870 8 ZEN 707 7 PSM 959 7 FRY 416 7 LZX 319 28404Z2. That's the demon with the very, very small genitalia trying to supplement with loud noise, which is a demon stalking with audible activity. Pathetic in every way. 8D14305 7 SOZ 917 7 XMW 648. And also, let me be clear, not only pathetic in life, also very scared that I'm documenting their license plate 70OD 993, I believe. All of that is what you are listening to, the reality of what demons are engaging in their mindset, their inferior mindset and positioning while they're monitoring me and I'm prosecuting them. License plate 4PGW 567 8ZJM 471 at 7-Eleven. On gas stall number 7, loitering in relevant position while these minions who are patrolling are monitoring, and I'm being subject to an ongoing molestation. They're just standing around sitting at gas stalls while you have, again, this impossible light flashing now on the gas stalls of the 7-Eleven. That's P.O.C. Alrighty, and this minion on gas stall number, what is number 12? I believe. No license plate on their vehicle. They're sounding their horn as a means of audible activity while they're walking in directed light. 8ZJM417, I read that one. And this is license. Picking his nose in directed light, 6WVT768. License 7HWX810. And coming into cross path, license plate IMIRNMN. Unless Iron Man is a stalker, I don't think so. It is 6:20 p.m. Oh, and again, the minion that is on gas stall number 12. I believe that will be gas stall number 12. Let me see. Oh no, that's yeah. Gas stall number 12. This is the one that he is on surveillance cameras inside, and has no license plate on his vehicle, but he's on surveillance cameras, and not only in the parking lot, monitoring to that audible activity, but also in the store. INHUMANE DJSUS. Hand as in that's the character on their license plate. It's got a hand. Alrighty, looks like an Asian male. He's got a blue t-shirt, dark gray slacks, black shoes, getting into what is a hatchback Ford. He removed the license plate off the front of his car and has a Sunrise Ford paper plate on his old car on the back. This means he's engaging in criminal conduct with knowledge that he's being documented. He's an inferior demon. And like I said, this is P.O.C. at 6:22 p.m. There's no avoiding that prosecution whatsoever. Monitoring with American Medical Response, psychopaths just driving around in circles, sounding sirens. So pathetic. 7XNZ 642. Monitoring. Monitoring also on the grounds, bringing a child, subjecting them to that threat while they're engaging in this criminal conduct with the government, sexually violating another. You're putting yourself, you're threatening the life of that person you're monitoring with the government. This is all manner of dangerous conduct that she's engaging in on surveillance cameras. 8TQM441 with an underage child, a minor child, while she's focused on me. This is a demon, a psychopath, and a sex offender. 8ZJM417. And it's 6:23 p.m. 8 RIG 225. 4 SOG 311 or 317. 7J LL 741. 6XDS 033. 7FZW 011. It's 6:23 p.m. Eight AYL 762, 7BTS 692, molesting. 7LBH 406, 8PGJ 433. And it's 6:26 p.m. This is demonic activity at the non-church that is the First United Methodist. It's P.O.C. Two 511 9B2 or 82. And Metrolink 7XQY 955. Metrolink signing at 6:28 p.m. 4XXG 238. 8XGR 336. 8TQ 8331. 12791G3. 8YQW 526. 8AAX 865. 7UGT 949. 8Y9270. I can't wait to see the last character. It's 6:29 p.m. 8SVY 714. 8UHF 061. Alright, it's currently 7:07 p.m. Parked on what is North Fern Avenue in Ontario, and the state engaging in ongoing directed light being concentrated inside of the vehicle and touching all over me with this directed light, while the people of the state are patrolling on the streets, not only driving next to the vehicle as they drive onto Fern, pacing back and forth, but also on G Street, which I took an image of, so you are looking at what is crossing a path. And these are demons engaging in ceaseless surveillance, and the entity is engaging in stalking by aircraft. And you have what is the entity engaging in sounding helicopter activity, sounding what is the train, which is also impossible audible activity. It is the ongoing engagement of what is demonic, creating that ongoing demonic environment while engineered light remains. The state engaging in flashing directed light, while minions, as you see in the still images I'm capturing, on what is crossing path on G Street, there is no vantage point where any headlights are reaching toward the direction inside of the car, moving on the dashboard, touching on my hands, touching on my jacket and on my legs, touching on the curb where the car is parked beside it. This is all manner of what is that demonic surrounding and touching with engineered light. This is the conduct of Satan itself. This is the conduct of what are the demon possessed that have that spirit of Satan. This is the ongoing context to what is relevant for prosecuting for what is terrorism. While you are subject to interstate stalking, this engineered light is also instrumental with regard to monitoring with communication devices, and it is the ongoing conduct of an entity, a government, acting in concert with a people who are of a mutual condition. All right, this is engagement in what is supernatural. Also, you have impossible light activity while you are driving by, and doing so while light is touching all over me. That is a stalking conduct by the demon possessed. All right, and doing so inside of the vehicle. It's 7:09 p.m. This is what the entity is doing on a constant basis, just documenting that. And I also uploaded my website with regard to where I am, the same relevant positioning, which exceeds beyond what I have documented for purposes of knowledge as to my location, where the entity is concentrating activity and aiming directed light inside of the vehicle where this government is stalking, where the people of the state are stalking and maintaining that environment. It's currently 7:09 p.m. and this is P.O.C. I do want to document again the license plate 8NAW854. This is a third party monitoring with the entity. The venue of 403 West G Street. That is where the vehicle is parked, right alongside the curb. And driving on G Street is not going to ever result in what is headlights, which is, again, this is supposed to be form, and I use that loosely, because driving on G Street in either direction, that is east or west, while the vehicle is parked on Fern Avenue, is not resulting in what is that ongoing pattern of conduct, however, of touching me with directed light. Okay, so you have what is sexual violence, you have what is terrorism, stalking with this engineered light while you're subject to what is interstate stalking. It is currently 7:10 p.m. and this is the ongoing P.O.C. 6LTF296, molesting, and minions at 7-Eleven at 636 North Vine Avenue, molesting 6CUG050, and pulling up on surveillance camera as well, license 8URE080, molesting, coming from behind me while I get that other license plate. All right, this is 11:22 p.m. Alrighty, capturing these predators in the parking lot, group stalking. That is license 6UWT573. Waiting to touch with light, 8EPP315. I did capture his his image while he's sitting in the parking lot. Starts the ignition as I walk out. That's a demon that's stalking with audible activity while I'm already being molested with directed light. The criminal objective, which is also demented and sexually violent, all right, and demonic. You have what is wanting to touch with light as I walk out. 8UQK949, 8XIV575. Again, this is 7-Eleven at 636 North Vine Avenue, and it's 11:30 p.m. and I just walked out after completing a purchase. 8XSK560. All right, license plate 7AFA653. 7AEA653, 7TKU350, 7JMF341, 80616G2, 7GBC637, 8VZD070, BC2ENV, 78907L1, 8WSG831, 43690Z1. That's 8:33 a.m. Six WNJ475 BU13U16 paper. All right, license 27354H3, 7WLN507. 8WYX370. What I took a picture of at 7-Eleven where I'm at now is not just the light. I'm actually showing you what is the impossible light that is also that prefaces at the abnormal environment. So this is not the sun over me. And you also don't have what is light that's going to manifest just in the shade inexplicably. That's directed light, and that's what I took a picture of. 98507F1. All right, and these minions are monitoring, engaging in state surveillance inside of the 7-Eleven at 204 North Euclid Avenue. It's currently 8:45 a.m. I'm on surveillance cameras completing a purchase, and I'm surrounded by demons and criminals that are engaging in what is monitoring with communication devices. Literally psychopaths, just pacing all around, maintaining presence all around, obsessive hovering, stalking conduct, and their condition is one of demon possession. That's why Satan itself is hovering over the venue, because that's not the sun, 46820V1, and that's not normal light, which I'm showing, which is that ongoing pattern, an impossible occurrence that is occurring on a systematic basis. 8UOE282. Particularly annoying is 98507F1. That demon's on surveillance camera talking to me while he's monitoring me. Anyway, it's 8:46 a.m. This is P.O.C. 7GWR840. Touching with directed light. Are these demons driving north on Euclid Avenue while I'm walking in the shade? 8135. I can't see that one. 8TXN710. 8EMH821. 8XFT016. 8NDJ847. 8ECW695. 8VPL529. 5TDT112. 8PVY830. 8JJC847, 8HEX525. And those demons that are overweight wearing spandex, 27354H3. Those are the demons that are at the gas hall at 7-Eleven, inside of the 7-Eleven on camera. and they're wearing spandex, and they should not be. But they're also demons that are stalkers. So 8RUM164. Upland Police going southbound on Euclid Avenue right now at 8:47 a.m. while directed light and a fake sun is over me. License 8MWZ840. License 6MNMX613. That's 6NMX613. 46127W2. 8YHM863. 6 U.S.C. 863. 8 UCF703. 3 PKG 176, 2 JOC 877, 73503 F1, 8 LCU 634, 8 VOZ 564, 89344 R1, 36501 L2, 7 KCP 672, 6 KLZ 554, 8 DER 646. And it's currently 8:48 a.m. Alrighty, capturing the fake sun over again, as I have stated, not the actual sun. This is the ongoing presence of Satan, while Satan's minion, that is the Upland Police, are crossing path right now, driving what is east on 9th Street, while I'm standing in front of the third-party facilitating venue, Upland First United Methodist Church, which is not an actual church, while demonic activity, as I'm revealing it to you, is underway, and criminal conduct, by the way. 6XLX 217 INAROKA 6YYS 826 00544 F3 6XYG 870 7CXA 534 5JQX 53, can't see the last character, 8RJS 217 7BOG 569 8SEW 650 121RG handicap 7H70505. And as I pointed out in that video right now, where I captured at 8:48, this is just going to speaking to an ongoing illustration. All right, it's not just that time. You have to understand, and this is the recognition and maintaining that cognizant mindset. You are not just looking at, which is for purposes of understanding. For purposes of understanding not only what it is that I'm documenting, but purposes of understanding how there is no argument, no minion. It is demon-proof documentation, 91234C3. All right, not only is 848 a highly illustrative example with regard to stalking with a fake sun, the presence of Satan itself, and the demon-possessed. Ontario Fire going out of their way to cross path over here. ONTFIRE, the same white male with facial hair with that license plate, crossing path, HAPPQBN. You have what is the state's light source that is present over me in the city of Upland, 7TYN567, 7TWM316. 41103B2 in the city of Ontario, in the city of Pomona. And again, it's not just the fact that it's 8:48 a.m. It doesn't stop at that minute, that second, that hour. Very, very revealing, however, the maintenance of central presence. In other words, there is no relative location with regard to, well, it was over me at what is the Motel 6 on 4th Street in Ontario. So when I'm in the city of Upland, how would the actual sun still be directly over my head at the same time of day? That's not possible, okay? 6DLL462. If that was the actual sun positioned over the hotel room as I documented it, if that was the actual sun at the same time over my head, while I'm standing in front of Metro 102 apartments and facing Ontario Town Square townhomes coming from B&G Plaza, and that light source is directly over my head. All right, 8RMH930. If that was the actual sun that is positioned above the street on Holt Avenue in the city of Pomona, directly over what is that intersection of Tacos, Mexico. All right, or even in that direction. It's not even in that direction. Where is it though? It's the entirety of that object. It's in its zenith over my head. 8FJM348, 8DCE485. And what else coexists? Not only is that revealing what is not the sun, what else coexists? That directed light. Okay? Your directed light is moving across this venue. That is the evidence of what is not a church. Any minion can call themselves a Christian. Any venue can call itself a church. Anyone could say, praise Jesus. It's audible activity under the fake sun in directed light. That's exactly the conduct of Satan, by the way. 8XFS124, molesting. 8YNN407, molesting. And all of them are demons, sex offenders, to be prosecuted as the terrorists that they are, touching 46820V1. All right? So like I said, it doesn't matter with regard to the ways in which Satan is engaging in an ongoing, consistent, and identical behavioral pattern. You are looking at, when you are dealing with the demonic, the pattern of conduct, 3 elements: light, activity, and relevant positioning. This is the ongoing conduct of the demon-possessed, of Satan itself. Satan present in the environment, Satan present through the people who are of that condition, demon possession.
All right, so license 7PSM260, 6LSJ420, 7WDA690, 8HGB 388, 8ANC271, 6F56312, 8HVG 880, 92979U1, 7DKH037. And you have with regard to that video that I captured, it's not just that moment. What else happened after 8:48 a.m.? I certainly wasn't stationary anywhere near or facing the city of Upland. I proceed on January 27, 2022, for example, to the Pomona Transit Center, where I remained for a prolonged period, documenting a light source that is maintaining central presence over my head. That is entirely distinct and impossible to coexist with remaining over a Dunkin' Donuts in the city of Upland in a parking lot all day long. 8SFS066, which I documented as of late, February 6, 2022, same time of year, okay? 7HLT483. This is conduct that is not in any way characteristic or indicative of the actual sun. 88HX299, 14955Z2, nor does sunlight engage in the creation of multiple shadows, nor does normal light inside of a building with light bulbs, 33837C2, create such light. This is an ongoing, perpetually present demonic environment. Touching with what is this engineered light, which is a sexual violation. That's how it's going to be prosecuted. 6AQB495, 6XST343, 7KKY233, 7KSZ074, 8KMS370, 7WSS948, 7EIE204, 5XLC982, and let me be clear, this entire entity that I'm identifying right now, 8Y79838, including the Upland Police Department, including American Medical Response going southbound on Euclid Avenue, Omnitrans, you have what are the same exact actor molesting me all night long inside of the vehicle where I'm sleeping. Okay, it is not separate. I am documenting on a day-to-day basis what is the conduct of an entity, stalking where I sleep, stalking me where I am engaging in what is private activity inside of any restroom, inside of any private space, stalking and touching in the same exact manner while I'm inside of the car. 7KUU160 is indeed engaging in that molestation in the night, stalking and touching me because they want to monitor, okay, because they're demon possessed. All right, and you're talking about what is no separation by that entity. And so you're talking about 8HFF388 documented already, the documentation of the impossible light activity, moving inside of a vehicle along the curb, touching all over my hands and my thighs, all over my face, E425LO, engaging in that conduct, and BJRT887 is documented for it. 8ZMH778, 40700W1, 8XMV148, and that is the reality. That's the prosecution of what is conduct on behalf of an entity. All right? 8FNU120, a demonic entity and a public entity. The public entity is literally a puppet of Satan. All right? 97134A3. All right, and so this is why you have what is not possible. What is not possible? A fake sun over. It's revealing so much at the same time. This is not a church, because I'm revealing both the reality of demonic activity and all of the fallacies that you are conditioned by because somebody says they're a Christian. 42945D3. That means that there is nothing possible with regard to demon possession, or they seem like a good person. All of this is irrelevant. All right, it needs to be understood with regard to the presence of Satan, 7RQJ. 067, and the prevalence of demon possession. All right, which you are understanding by what is an environment and by what is conduct, not by some outward verbal representation, but not by some status. All right, not by some race, not by some good deeds that, of course, Satan wants you to know about. It's about the things that they are doing which are not desirable for you to know about. 6WSL337, and by the way, the pattern of conduct is that which is undesirable to be known. It is indeed an unspoken system. It is entirely demonic and demented. It is criminal in the secular, and it is demonic in the spirit, okay? It's evil and it's criminal. 5GCC740, 6SDA065, 7JHV960, 5NLS697, 79828W2, 7YDR523, 5HCE115, 01711K3, I believe, 7KHB665. So you have the entity having a field day just touching all over me. And let me be clear, this is what I'm encountering, what I'm revealing. Like I said, this is more spiritual than it is of flesh and blood. This is not personal. This is with regard to what is conducting what is revealing that which is impossible to the physical sight, all right? Demon possession, the presence of Satan itself,
who very much intends to and intended to maintain presence in your face without you even knowing. Being absolutely ignorant, okay, of how deeply involved and concerned Satan is with you and whatever it is going on in your life. And I'm not talking to the minions who serve Satan, those who are ignorant. 7SKH624, 7RGK402, 7V90807, 8WTV519. Now, having been 7KAL917, never ignorant of the reality of Satan itself. And I'm referring to myself. I've never been ignorant of the presence of Satan. I was ignorant, though, with regard to how much of a stalker Satan is, to how very real and present on a day-to-day basis, on a ceaseless basis, Satan is. Okay, 6RDM437. Satan is not just present when you're having a bad day, or because somebody that you don't like is coming around and they have something in their spirit. No, that has it's not. You're talking about everyday, ongoing spirituality that is present, and while you're focused on flesh and blood, D224A1, every day, on a day-to-day basis. And with regard to what is 7GJG325, what is the environment around? Okay, I'm listening to it on the news this morning. High winds, okay, many fires. And you're talking about high levels. This is Satan. That has nothing to do with any global warming. Satan is present in the environment. That's what that is attributed to. 5C46911, 5XBC100. And you're talking about what is the worsening of the environment that Satan is exercising control of. That's why I'm revealing what is not the sun that's over me. 8UZW656, 7ETA913. 8TIB104, and guess who's giving a mouthpiece to this 7ZGU571? Guess who's giving a mouthpiece to this false narrative that you're being told about the environment? Global warming, climate change. The demon-possessed. Third parties. 53274H3. Not just third parties, but the government as well, that are placing us under surveillance, that are literally those that speak on behalf of Satan, engaging in the deeds of Satan, which is to engage in what is literally... the maintenance, in other words, the larger picture, aside from keeping tabs on, which again is only context that we happen to be in the United States, 8RVM924, because Satan is not limited to the jurisdiction of the United States, not just industry. You're talking about what is the reality of the supernatural, the reality of what is the presence of Satan, the reality of more to life than what you can physically see. And that is important to understand, important to be aware of, and how you are also understanding and able to deduce that. 7TJK677, because for whatever reason there is someone that needs to know this. 5LRY384, and the times that we are in, it is not impossible at all. It is very much knowable and necessary for you to know how Satan is present, how Satan's minions are present. The minions of Satan being present is the presence of Satan. That's the presence of Satan's spirit. 6XSF988. All right, they are walking around, engaging in ongoing sleepless endeavors. Okay, Satan is not taking a nap. Satan is not sleeping. 28008H3, and doing so on behalf of what is Satan itself, and they are referred to as what is the people of the state. 6RDY511, and that's just for purposes of merely identifying, and that's because it's within a construct in order to prosecute what is terrorism. All right, this criminal system. But again, 7RLT739, 8XYA078, 7RXE919. Again, with regard to what is not only documentation and educating about the prosecution of a government that's engaging in this very real ongoing system, which you are subject to as well, because that's not the sun that's over your head. And you are also understanding the presence of Satan as you are looking at the ways in which Satan is present, hovering over you in the literal sky space, in the environment. All right, present through the elements, the wind. Okay, whatever cloudy day you think it is, this is exercising control over the environment. As I have documented, covering up the fake sun and then revealing it with what's supposed to be a cloudy day, 8JQR372. That is Satan. Okay, it's not a coincidence as I'm also documenting it. 62007H1, while abiding by that same demonic behavioral pattern of creating light activity. 8NAZ513, while I'm revealing that ongoing pattern, which is laid out with regard to stalking with a fake sun. 8GHV205, this puppet of Satan, Upland Police, vehicle 201, license 1531506, crossing path going north on Euclid Avenue, and that's just visibly engaging and patrolling around driving down south down Euclid, and then driving east on 9th Street, remaining in relevant position, driving up and down behind, and then just driving in front. That's all that law enforcement are doing, and they're not doing it by themselves. That's just one that drives in front of me and is aware that I'm documenting their license plate. But you have what is Satan that is engaging in an obsessive stalking, and that's relevant to what is the terrorism. All right, this is an ongoing satanic system. So anyway, you have what is the entity engaging in this conduct, this presence, and present in the environment. And that's how it is absolutely knowable for anyone to be able to recognize the deeds of Satan, the presence of Satan, and demonic activity, which is very real. It is for your protection, it's for your education, it's for your information. 2916190, I believe. I can't really see that, but that is nonetheless brings security, loitering in relevant position at 711 at 204 North Euclid Avenue. 7C73644. And with regard to the times that we are in and what it is that you are listening to, what you are watching on television, whatever it is that is exercising influence over you and who it is that is speaking, it is directly relevant to the times that we are in and this criminal system that I am revealing, the presence of Satan itself, the instruments of Satan, those tools of Satan, including people. Very, 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 very integral component with regard to speaking on behalf of Satan itself, which is just to engage in what is influence, exercising influence, all right? Spreading around deception like Miracle Whip, okay? While you are ignorant about what is actually surrounding you, who and what it actually is speaking to you. Because I don't give any respect to what is Satan itself. You're talking about a minion. This is a creature, okay? This is a creature that's speaking to you. It's Satan itself, 6C07526. And you need to understand that. And that creature is no less worthy of the same disdain where that demon is wearing a law enforcement uniform, where that demon is some government actor, where that demon is some pop star, where that demon is some TV host. It really does not. You're talking about what is the reality of the times with regard to Satan and the demon possessed, and how crucial it is to understanding how directly relevant it is to your everyday life, while at the same time understanding the fact that in the United States, AGFP 517, this is a fallacy of free society. It is a fallacy. 6FYS 651. It is an entire fallacy. All right, you are talking about what is this fallacy that's being maintained by what is very relevant, the demon possessed. They're not just bad people. They're not just weird. This is literally the spirit of death that is on a massive amount of people. Like I said, they are marching straight to the depths of hell. That's not a question. All right, you're talking about engaging in what is conduct in the living, engaging in deeds of death, absolutely weird and demented conduct. 6YVD136, while holding on, and necessarily so, okay, because Satan would like to maintain what is your ignorance to his presence. 8N43777, while holding on the outward, trying to maintain some form of normalcy so as to raise no suspicion as to what is surrounding you. 7TTN920. But that doesn't work when you have what is the spirit of discernment, all right, which is not something that you can pray for. It's not something that you can ask for. It's not something, it's you either have it or you don't. And any spirit of discernment, by the way, is something that is clearly verifiable. Somebody that's lying to you, it's very clear when they're lying or when they're just blowing smoke, okay? That is very clear. So there's no question there with regard to what is discernment, and then having the ability to make clear to you whether those who do not have that discernment. 6MLV209. And let me be clear, the fake sun, 1418534, that's Chaffee Joint Union High School. The fake sun, the directed light, that is the evidence before your very eyes of what is demon possession. It is absolutely impossible conduct. Light is never bouncing off of surfaces in the manner that you have seen, bouncing off of asphalt, bouncing onto my person, up the structures while you are at a distance. I mean, you're talking about all manner of what is impossible light, as I have shown in hundreds and hundreds of videos, all right? So that you can see it with your own eyes. That is the ongoing proof before your eyes. Lacking those who do not have that spirit of discernment, 65997 and 1, you are witnessing the demonic. That's how you are able to see what you cannot discern. 7T86118. It is ongoing knowledge of what is. It is the evidence. It is literally Satan telling you, "Hi, I'm here." All right. License
8GTA993. And that's what directed light is serving for. And let me be clear, it is present. You are just not paying attention to it. Okay, and I'm pointing it out because not only do you need to pay attention to it, if you are looking, it is absolutely inexplicable light. It's inexplicable. This is Satan that is present in the environment, and it is relevant to what is monitoring with communication devices. That's the criminal conduct, 7 NIV 128. But this criminal conduct is engaged in by those of a very specific condition, and it is demon possession. Satan itself is present in the environment, hovering in what is via a light source that's not even the actual sun. 6HUX 462. All right, and that is also relevant to that ongoing documentation, as I have consistently revealed it. 8LESD. I can't really see that. You can scratch on it. 8D80425. 7JXU615. 7GBD752. 57665S1. 8GIT78L. 7TGM443. 6STJ635. SOFIA66. 6H49530, T437HO, G29MBY out of state, 8SPC006, 6ELL156, 6PSK348, 7XPL490, 8VMX746, 7XVW047, 8KJ890, I believe, and Upland Police Vehicle 201, the same minion that's listening to me document just crossing path again. That's literally a psychopath. Not only with regard to the criminal conduct, crossing path, repeatedly patrolling, and doing so vested in the position of law enforcement. This is relevant to terrorism. This is literally a demon that's pacing back and forth. So you're imagining Pac-Man hitting a wall, going back the opposite direction, hitting the other wall, going back the opposite direction. This is a psychopath that's pacing in directed light. Right? It's a demon. License 8ZGO. I can't really see that one. 7YWW060, excuse me. And so you are understanding what is that proof of demon possession and that ongoing pattern of conduct. It is literally impossible light activity that is systematically documented and underway, and it is occurring everywhere. That is speaking to what is demon possession, for which there is no exception, okay? There's no exception to that. The very pattern of conduct is the proof of it. And secondly, it is speaking to what is the ongoing pattern of conduct of federal stalking, for which there is no legal excuse when you're prosecuting it. 6D53631, 7VAT533, 6JQZ282, 39212Z2. I have shown you what is the pattern of conduct that is engaged in, which is including what is relying upon, facilitated by what is the presence of the demonic, 8PHL808. And the demonic is that which is engaging in through people who you see that are literally psychopaths. All right, that psychopath is manifest through, and it is operating through what is a spirit that is on them. All right, you don't have to physically see that spirit. 6RAN559, the directed light is the presence of that spirit. That fake sun that's remaining over me is not only revealing what is the stalker, but that spirit that's on that stalker. That is the ongoing pattern, that ongoing theme with light. And it's not even normal light, and that's not even the sun. 87030D3. So you're talking about, again, providing what is objective evidence in order to see with that which is impossible. 8UGD857, impossible to see with your eyes, which is the condition of demon possession. 66981V2. 8MAS909, and it is with regard to no exception, no respecter of any particular type of person. 7XME292, and the Upland Police Department driving vehicle 201, demon possessed. The same exact directed light as they are crossing path with me. They're demons that are focused on me. They are inferior, okay? 92679G2, that's what demon possession is about. The inferior as an entirety are focused on one who is not of that condition, all right? Demons are focused on me, and they're also engaging what is criminal conduct. So I'm literally revealing that inferiority, that condition that they are subject to, that they are engaging in a criminal conduct that is speaking to what is an identical environment, license 8UJJ141. That's how you have what is not the sun that's remaining over me still at this time, 9:14 a.m. And it's from in the city of Pomona. That's not coexisting with what is not possibly the sun that's over this Upland First United Methodist Church in the city of Upland. Okay. And also at the same time remaining, if I were to remain there in the city of Ontario, over the vehicle, into the windshield, through the window, whatever side of the street that I'm on, at 630 North Fern. All right, that is the maintenance of what is a light source. That is not possibly the sun, and also remaining for the duration of the day. That is not the sun. Also remaining on the same block in one city and one county all day. That's not the sun. All right, 7PWV754, AGLX960, BAV9054, Washington, 7RYY124, 41614Y2, 72945K1, 7NXF599, 8FEF088, NHISM1, 7XLD452, all of them demons touching, all right, monitoring and stalking together. It is currently 9:15 a.m., and you have the entity engaging in what is, with this directed light. Let me get this demon that's so anxious to cross path, 6LBD918. This light activity that's reaching across while they're driving on the street. I showed you this video. So while I'm walking in the sidewalk, which I pointed out, the directed light is reaching all the way across into the sidewalk. That's absolutely demonic. All right. And that is speaking to, that is speaking to what is the engagement and what is that pattern of conduct. It is also the engagement of what is a demonic pattern of conduct. That ongoing environment remains while you are hearing sirens. This is understanding what is state surveillance and terrorism. Monitoring with communication devices, using police that are demon possessed, using fire departments who are demon possessed, using paramedics and emergency medical who are demon possessed. And that's exactly what demons such as American Medical Response are literally providing a template for you to see. All right. And so you're talking about framing what are the demon possessed in that demonic environment that they're in. And that's why, again, you're looking at what is the environment that surrounds them, the presence of Satan while they're engaging in criminal elements of monitoring. All right. And that presence of Satan is that directed light, that fake sun. It is indeed a fake sun. All right. And you're talking about what is engaging in criminal elements of monitoring, which is interstate stalking activity. This is relevant to what is state surveillance and terrorism, while demons are focused on you, all of them together at the same time, of any and every status. It does not matter what their race is, their age is. It does not matter what their outward appearance of whatever conduct that they're engaging in. It does not matter what sort of establishment you are engaging in. It doesn't matter even if you're in your own home. It is not a private residence. It's a third-party facilitating venue where you remain subject to invasion of privacy by an entity. All right, demons are aware of what you are doing, whether you're living on the first floor or on the second floor in an apartment complex, where you're living in a house and you have your windows closed and your doors closed. Demons are aware of what you are doing. All right, first of all. And second of all, you're talking about what is that pattern of conduct, that demonic pattern of conduct. And this is how you are able to prosecute, not based on your intuitive knowledge, but based on criminal conduct, objective and documented pattern of conduct, which is stalking with activity. You are stalking with activity when you maintain knowledge with regard to what that targeted individual is doing as they are doing it. All right. But let me be clear. The condition of demons, they know exactly what you're doing inside of doors. You're dealing with Satan. Satan is present all around you, unbeknownst to you, through the people who are surrounding you. And these demons know when you're pulling your panties up and down. All right. They are listening to you while you are using the toilet. How disgusting is that? That's the reality of what they're doing. And they're very, very interested in whatever it is and everything that you are doing. You do not have any privacy, and it is entirely demented. And you refer to that under the law. You refer to that as a decent human being, a normal one, as a sex offender and a demented one. Okay, you have what is a pattern of conduct that is speaking to the conduct of demons. All right, and based on again, prosecuting based on not based on intuitive knowledge, but based on the actual conduct, the objective conduct as it is documented. But let's be clear: Satan is present. This is who you are dealing with. Satan knows exactly what you're doing. Okay, Satan is sitting there watching you. There are spirits that surround, and you can't see them. All right, there are spirits that are on these people that you do see them. Okay, and so you are talking about what is present also through the environment. And like I said, again, let me remind you, because there is only one sun, and this is literally the classic setup and the epic fail of Satan itself. You were talking about what is the lie of the century. Not of the century, I'm sorry. The lie of all times. You're talking about there's only one sun. It's exclusive. That is how exclusive, and this is how fully prepared for judgment Satan is not, with regard to the revealing of the system, with regard to the ways in which You are being made known what is necessary for such a time as this. Someone needs to know this. There are people that need to know for whatever reason. So I'm just letting you know what it is that you need to know. In addition to that, I am prosecuting a government and showing you how anyone else is capable of doing the exact same thing. The government is not impervious. The government is not so big. The companies are not so big. They think they are. All right. And that's the conduct of Satan, by the way. I'm going to drag them. We'll see about that. Just like I said before, we're going to see about that. Okay? Because not only is it not impossible to show you to be the demon-possessed psychopath and stalker that you are, you're a terrorist. And I'm going to show it through your conduct. This is not just me opining. You are, by your conduct, you are going to be prosecuted by what it is that you have done and what you do. So you have what is being too big for their britches and showing you what is dragging Satan itself. Dragging Satan by its company identity, dragging Satan by its personal identity, dragging Satan by all of the masks that Satan is wearing. That's literally what's going on. All right. And while doing so, it is being made known. It needs to be known. Someone is in need of not knowing what is otherwise nothing other than a matter of discernment in the spirit. But let me be clear, it is being translated for those who lack that discernment, the way in which you know the presence of Satan. You know Satan's servants, all right? They're called minions. They are engaging in what is entirely demented conduct. It does not matter what that personal identity, what that relationship to you is. You cannot be deceived by that. And let me be clear, it is designed to be hurtful to you, those closest to you, serving Satan, and actually harbor what is disdain for you, as opposed to any sort of love that they may reveal on the surface. But even that, when you pay attention to it, when you pierce beneath the surface, you are able to see what is actually not genuine love. All right. It is never hidden. It's a matter of paying attention to it. All right. And so you're talking about what is a history of engaging in what is conduct that is actually not loving. But when you're not paying attention to it, you're dealing with what is on the surface. Oh, that's my friend. That's my cousin. No, it's not. All right. But nonetheless, you're dealing with the spirit. And so you need to understand that when it comes to darkness and light, there is a line, and there is no being, and there's no gray. It's black and white. And there's one team and there's the other team. And you're talking about what is the kingdom of darkness. You're talking about what is separating families. It's not about bloodlines. You're talking about heaven and hell. You're talking about light and darkness, and it is literally the revealing of that. And that could be something that is alarming. Okay, been there, done that, dealt with it. My own family members. But when I see what is entirely egregious and despicable, it's disgusting and it's evil, it's deplorable, it is nauseating. And especially the way that I love for you to do that. Oh, I don't have any respect for you. That's designed to try to devastate me. That doesn't devastate me. That's not going to, but let me be clear, that's the intent of Satan. This is evil that I'm confronting, while I'm also prosecuting in the natural. This is entirely demonic. This is encountering Satan. This is confronting Satan. Let's make no mistake about that. Okay. But it is directly relevant to actual law to be established under federal policy, and also identifying what others need to know and recognize about the very real presence of Satan and the demon possessed. And so let me be clear with regard to the intentions of Satan. Satan wants to be as close to you. You're talking about people in your family, whoever it is that you are romantically involved with, whoever it is that you are socially surrounding yourself with, and whatever it is, whatever way to be in your life, if at all. Okay. All right. So you're talking about one who does not, I've never really been one actually to have a whole large circle that I voluntarily participate with. That's not to say that people don't know me. All right. For whatever it is that I may have been involved in. And I don't mean negatively. I mean, it wasn't an actual church, but you're talking about Sunrise Church. It's a den full of demons. But again, not being aware of that and singing at this church. And so that's in front of people. A lot of people will know your identity, but actually it's even beyond that. These were demons who knew exactly who I am, but I'm not even going into that. My point is, my social circle was never very large. I never maintained a very large circle. I was never about any social media. I do not care about any of that whatsoever, and I never have. Okay. You're talking about what is with regard to any way to weasel their way into your life. And by their way, I mean minions who want to be physically around, who want to have an influence, who want to also engage in what are ways of harming you. I'm just speaking to so that what you will not be ignorant, the ways in which Satan is seeking to just inflict suffering in any way that it can. And it does it through people.
okay? People who will very often smile in your face and even tell you that they love you, okay? Tell you that they're your best friend, that they'll do anything for you, okay? And will bend over backwards to do those things for you, and you have no idea, actually, first of all, the pattern of conduct that you're subject to, but secondly, the presence of absolute evil that surrounds you. And it is unfathomable, but this is the reality, and this is breaking down any facades that you are subject to that are blinding you, because this is very real, and whoever it is that needs to know this, there you go. This is the reality with regard to revealing this and being subject to this pattern of conduct, and then the pattern of conduct that I'm subject to by those who were closest to me in my life, and then the pattern of conduct as I've been subject to it for years unbeknownst to me, and those who were directly engaging in it on a day-to-day basis as I'm hanging out with them, okay, as I'm just chatting with them, telling them all my business, which they already know anyway. All right, so you're talking about, it's just the conduct of a psychopath. All right, and that's exactly what Satan is. Satan, if you really need to know the way that we, the human beings in the natural, would define, Satan is an obsessed stalker. Satan is a psychopath. Satan is the single white female, I'm referencing a movie, the single white female on steroids times infinity. All right, you cannot even fathom. All right, and that spirit is residing in what are the people who surround, and trying to maintain an outward veneer of normalcy. The environment is not normal. The environment is what is and I would say an instrument of malice, because you think it's the sun over you. You're not even paying attention to that which is not sunlight that's all around you, that's touching on you. All right, you're talking about what is the environment audibly when you're paying attention to what are the conduct of demons, psychopath, who want to not only follow physically, they follow audibly, follow with noise making, while that light is maintaining presence around you, focused on you. That's a psychopath. That's a weirdo. That's honing in on you, focused on you. Okay? You have what is understanding and translating that pattern of conduct, because that's exactly the conduct of demons. So, like I said, with regard to that pattern of conduct and the ability to show you, again, what is it all tethered to? The video that I am capturing. It is all directly relevant. I'm speaking to, just giving some common sense breakdown based on experience. And based on one who, again, I was not ever totally ignorant about the reality of Satan, but ignorant indeed about how heavily concerned and obsessive Satan is. All right, especially with one that he cannot have. I am not a puppet of Satan. I will not serve Satan. Satan can't touch me. Satan cannot have me. And by touch me, I mean I am impervious to that spirit. You're talking about what are a bunch of inferior minions, all right, who are subservient to that spirit of death. Satan cannot touch me in this regard, okay? And by the way, Satan himself is an inferior created creature. Satan is not a god. All right, so you're talking about literally the living dead that are surrounding, are subservient to a spirit of death on them. This is demon possession. And you're talking about what is an absolutely pathetic existence. While you want to, in the state of California, what they're focused on, I got to get the flyest whip. Or I'm speaking in the vernacular. I have to get the nicest car, the most expensive vehicle. All right, that's how you would refer to it. I have to have the biggest house. I have to have the biggest paycheck. All right, and to a certain extent, I've never been one to focus on the material possessions, but I am absolutely gung-ho for my own aspirations. And I got my education, not because I'm after some specific type of car or anything like that, but that just comes with it. You pay your dues, and, you know, that comes with your accomplishments. That's for the demon-possessed, I want to be clear, those who serve Satan. Life is not fair. Life does not balance out that way for those who are not of that condition. I just want to be clear. This is literally understanding what is in the natural, Satan controlling the environment. Guess what? Satan's minions controlling what is the workforce that you are in, and engaging in what is all manner of what you would just describe as being literally unfair with regard to, especially myself, the dues that I paid. And I did that. You're talking about what is engaging in my life's accomplishments, and I've already done that. I mean, I went to college. Nobody paid for me to go to college. Nobody lent me their credit. Okay, nobody financed it. Nobody even gave me the idea to go to college. You're talking about at the outset what is an exception. All right, and that is me. I am an exception, regardless of what I was surrounded by. I was literally raised by what is a demon-possessed person. All right, and it served to inform me. All right, it served to teach me a lot. All right, very, very knowledgeable about what the psychopath that Satan is, and the ways in which evil wears and conducts itself.
Okay, evil is not necessarily 24/7 overtly hostile. Okay, evil is very much aware of the notion that you get more with honey than you do with vinegar. Okay, evil is very much, in other words, engaging in what is trying to befriend you, trying to be around you, trying to influence you. All right, in any way it can, trying to maintain what is as close as possible to you in your life, in whatever aspect of your life. And so this is directly relevant because, again, like I said, this is not only for prosecution of a government, this is for what is very real with regard to the presence of Satan, the reality of Satan, and the presence of Satan. How? You're not going to see some large ghoul in the middle of the sky hovering over you. All right? You're talking about what is present through the environment. That's how you're witnessing demon possession. It is not some caricature. Okay, you are talking about what are people that are standing in front of your face, whether you know their name or not. And let me be clear, the most devastating ones are those whose name you know, those who you regard closely. All right, and in every way, puppets of Satan actually hate your guts. Okay, but never, ever, ever going to reveal that. All right. But that's the reality, because you're dealing with a spirit. You're not dealing with just a hollow human being. They're hollow with regard to what is the absence of life. OK, but you're talking about what is inside of all of us. We are all made of, you are more spirit than you are flesh and blood. We focus on flesh and blood because we are finite creatures. All right. We can't help it. All right. But you are more than that. You are composed of what is a spirit. And let me be clear. That is the reality of what is the environment as I am documenting and prosecuting. It is necessary for whoever it is that needs to know about these things and not be ignorant, and also not be misled by anyone that wants to call themselves a preacher. Okay, well, you make sure you pay attention to that environment where that preacher is talking to you. All right, and you know them by their deeds, not by what they want to claim who they are. Any line of accomplishments or good deeds or whatever. Let me tell you something. Satan is a talker. Satan is the most gregarious, the most charming, the most, I would say, exceedingly malicious with regard to the depths of deception that that Satan goes to in order to maintain what is literally wants to be some sort of like secret identity. It's not a secret. This is not the sun that's over me. It is Satan itself. All right. And that is not a matter of some hallucination, because what any naysayer, what any demon, in other words, would like to say, would like to disregard. And that's why it's demon proof, because you can't disregard that evidence. You're looking at it with your own eyes. And you tell me what's the explanation why you have 4 shadows around you. That's absolutely normal. And let me be clear. No demon is going to address that. But for documentation, all they're going to, oh, she's crazy. She's crazy. She's hallucinating. All right. In every way, it is a demon proof documentation. And it is not just for a prosecution of a government. It is to inform whoever it is that needs to know. Satan is very real. Satan is present in your life. And it goes down. It is directly relevant to that video that I captured this morning. There is only one sun. According to the lies that we've been told, guess what? There's only one sun. And by that very lie, you are understanding the truth. There's only one sun. And guess what? That sun, as I am documenting day in and day out, that is literally remaining over me in a single city on whatever street that I remain in. And if I venture out to Fontana, then it'll be over me over there. Indirect conflict with remaining present, which at no time the actual sun would do so anyway, over and around every corner of what is the Upland Public Library, because I'm in the city of Upland, because that's what it was doing in the city of Ontario. And all of that conduct that is already documented is speaking to what is not the sun. Because all of that is also mutually exclusive. It is also that which is uncharacteristic of the actual sun. Erica Lorraine Spencer is not the actual center of the universe, the natural universe, but of Satan itself. Satan is very real. The spiritual realm is very real. I am the center of the universe of the demon possessed. That's why you have a fake sun over me. Okay. And let me be clear with regard to that documentation that I captured. It is directly relevant to what I am speaking to, because it is not only for a means of identifying and prosecuting. It is for the knowledge of those who are ignorant to the satisfaction of Satan. Be not ignorant anymore. Okay. Be very much aware. This supposed sun is revealing to you what is the presence of Satan, because while it's over me, and this is why I'm documenting and putting on the internet, it's not the sun that's over you. It is the presence of Satan itself. That's not to send chills down your spine and scare the heck out of you. Satan is nothing to fear. Satan is pathetic. He's a stalker. I'm showing you this. He is literally a stalker. All right? They are pathetic. They are sitting around, and by they, I mean the people that say these are demons. Okay? They're literally demons sitting around focused on me, literally on the internet, watching me prosecute them and reveal their condition. They're sitting around watching me do it. They're just sitting around watching. All right? They are, it's absolutely pathetic. What are you doing sitting around? When I was ignorant about all this, I was handling my business. I was going to work, getting my money, going to school, studying, whatever it was that I was doing. I was, in other words, having my own life. The demon possessed are not about that. They are living until the day that they die, and then they burn in hell. Their entire existence is about that inferiority, serving Satan. Satan is all about what is a timetable. Satan is limited with regard to his time. All right? It is an entirely pathetic existence. And contrary to what you can fathom, it's not what you can fathom, it's what the reality is. And I'm telling you what the reality is. The reality of there being only one sun, and I'm showing you what is this light source that's over me by virtue of my ability to document that all day long, what is not possibly the sun over me, is speaking to you about what is over you, and it's not possibly the same light source. Because there's only one. And it is literally accomplishing more than one thing at the same time. It is literally telling you about what is around you, and it is the same environment. It is an impossible environment. It is a unnatural environment. It is an environment that you are remaining ignorant about because we are lied to. We're lied to about the environment. We're lied to about what is going on with the people around us. And guess who is helping with regard to the United States? I'm just going to talk about the U.S. right now because this is where I live, and I'm focused on what is the creation of legislation in this country. But again, demonic activity, the presence of Satan is not limited to any jurisdiction. All right. But like I said, you have what is the entity engaging in what is the maintenance of an environment that is directly revealing to what is surrounding you, to what you are subject to. It's not just monitoring and state surveillance and terrorism in the state of California. The environment that I'm revealing, this environment, which is not natural, this is contrary to what we understand about the actual sun, is directly relevant to what is going on in your life wherever you are, because that's not the sun that's over you. Just like it's not the sun that's over me. That's not the sun that's over you, because this fake sun that's over me is not possibly the same light source, the same one that we're looking at. That's over my head. You're not looking at it over it because it's remaining right over it's right over the Upland Public Library. That is not anywhere over some state line in Nevada. All right. So you're talking about what is exclusive, and it's directly relevant to you wherever you are. It is speaking to the presence of Satan, and that's how very real and present Satan is in the environment, in your life, and concerned about you. Okay. And you are talking about who is surrounding the presence of Satan. Is directly relevant to what are Satan's minions who are surrounding. This is how prevalent demon possession is. Alrighty, and so that is directly relevant to that documentation that I captured on video with what is not possibly the sun and that ongoing pattern of conduct. And so that's why I'm going to that, because there are those that need to know that. It is directly relevant to you wherever you are. And this showing of what is not sunlight, what is directed light, the evidence of demon possession, the ongoing signature of the stalker that's engaging in monitoring with the government. All right, it is a coexisting with what is a light source that is not the sun. And literally every single last person can use my documentation, and that's how you know that's not the sun over you. All right, because you can look at it. Where am I at? I am nowhere near the city of Florida. You know that's not the sun over you. You're looking at what is a dilemma, okay? You are subject to the pattern of conduct. And I'm not talking about the minions that are serving Satan, because this is, at the end of the day, this is criminal, but at the end of the day, this is demonic activity. All right, and these are minions that are serving Satan, and they're just engaging in an ongoing march until they fall off the precipice, and they're going to burn in hell. All right, I mean, that's just the reality, and I'm not going to mince words. And so you're talking about what is all kinds of minions from all walks of life. Okay, minions that are religious, calling themselves church. You can call yourself whatever you want. You are identified, you are known, and nobody in heaven is mistaken about that identity. They're only seeking to deceive those who are around in relevant position, if you will, those who do not know and cannot physically see what is that spiritual makeup. That's who they're intending to deceive.
All right, because there's no deception with regard to heaven, and there's no mistake about it. And nobody in the heavens is tricked by that or deceived by that. There is no, so with regard to that, there's so many useful aspects to what it is that I'm documenting in order to identify the presence of demons, in order to identify what you need to know, the presence of Satan in the environment. You're thinking about the weather, the climate, or what. This is the exercise of control over the climate, contrary to what you are told or what is ever going to be uttered to you. It is Satan itself. All right. This has nothing to do with some climate change. You're talking about exercising control over the natural environment as you know it. That's how Satan is present. Satan is present through the people who surround. While Satan is present, and again, Satan is a spirit, so Satan is present through the environment. Satan is present through people, demon-possessed people, okay, who are also revealing that condition of their demon possession. It's not an unknowable secret. That environment, that unnatural environment, that fake sun, if you will, is speaking to the presence of minions that surround. That directed light, speaking to the presence of minions that surround. And let me be clear, it's on television. Like, I've seen it. I'm watching reality TV. These minions are on TV giving you juicy drama, and they have double, triple shadows, engineered light, abnormal light, fake sun in the TV show. All right. I mean, it's all over. It's right in your face and you don't even know it. And these are minions that are making a check while they're on reality TV. All right. And that's the reality of it. But anyway, this is how common and this is how widespread the pattern of conduct is. The pattern of conduct is relevant to your everyday life, as I'm revealing to you. The pattern of conduct, the environment where the pattern of conduct is underway, the impossibility of that environment, and that impossibility is speaking to what is synonymous with what is demonic. That demonic environment is directly relevant to wherever you are, because this is speaking to what is exclusive, because there's only one sun. All right. And so you are literally able to look at wherever it is where I'm documenting, and you know that that's not the sun that's over you in Nevada. It's telling you what's going on around you, and whoever needs to know that. And it is directly relevant to you. So anyway, it's currently 9:42 a.m. Let me get this license, 6YOX777. Having a good old time just patrolling on and on while all these demons are just listening to me. And they're just patrolling, crossing path 8NBF668. 8XFT939. This is P.O.C.